Ah, there we go. Okay. Better. So. Alright, as the ship rolls in, you can see that there's a dock that it takes you like maybe a good hour once you pass this enormous spire on your left. You sweep around that topmost island and begin to sort of sail past a number of these smaller islands and ultimately reach one larger landmass that's coated in buildings and bustling activity. It doesn't look anywhere near as polished as Waterdeep, but it's rustic and it's kind of gritty. The buildings are built out of wood and they're shack-like on the surface, and further back there's much more like better built buildings using bricks and stone, but none of them have got kind of Waterdeep's polish. The ship kind of arcs in towards the dock and kind of settles just outside. And ultimately takes a time. It takes a good couple of hours to get the ship all pulled into one of the sort of larger, outstretching dock stations that the ship can pull into. They settle down, put down the gangway, and the captain kind of, or the first mate anyway, he comes up to you and he's like, "Well, this is where you'll be disembarking."
Excellent. I shake his hand. And he bark.
It was good doing business with you. Good luck.
Theren.
Smell the cheese.
Theren.
Yes, Borii.
What does disembarking mean?
That means we have arrived.
Oh. Isn't that obvious?
It was.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you step off the ship, you step down onto the dock itself, and you stand on the docks of the great trading city of Freeport. Your journey here was long and uncomfortable, so it's with a kind of sense of freedom that you walk this bustling dockside. You can see that the action on the docks is kind of mesmerizing. There are ships in port from all over the world carrying every manner of exotic goods, and sailors and merchants of all kinds of races and backgrounds mingle on the wharf, with money changing hands so fast that you can barely even follow. The sights and sounds are kind of so overwhelming that it's almost difficult to take it all in. It's difficult to notice the people that are kind of sat around individually, but a number of them have taken note of you as you step off, particularly with this large bear in tow, and the 6 of you, 7 with your bear, are standing on the wharf, this bustling load of people all around you.
And I keep my eyes open for any pockets.
Sorry, say that again?
Can I keep my eyes open for any pickpockets?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Natural one.
Are you always wearing your you're wearing your plate mail generally,
Yeah.
aren't you? Are you wearing your helmet as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to see out of it, I suppose. As you're looking around.
Gotcha.
Where do you guys think we should start here?
We?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to head to the inn. This has been a long journey to sleep in a proper bed. What time is it?
I guess you're just the boss of us now.
Considering that we paid for your
Are you
travel,
in
but
charge?
we're now stranded here, it is your fault that we are here. Therefore, it is probably the best that you guys
I
come
didn't-
with us.
Ask you
What if he said?
hey, for us.
Beregrand? Bear.
You may not offer to pay yourself. I only assume that you did not have the provisions to pay for yourself.
I'm getting revved up.
Bear.
Revved up.
Bear, calm down, Bear. Beregrand. It's okay. It's okay. It's the Blue Gnome group. Let's fall. It's okay.
I do not care.
It won't hurt to stick around a little bit. You know, and look, I mean, Borii is having such a good time.
Blue Gnome Group. Blue Gnome Group. We're all part of the Blue Gnome Group.
This isn't about having a good time.
She needs a good time after what she's been through.
Blue Gnome Group. Blue Gnome Group.
It's like a good week. Okay.
What?
Let's let her have a good time. It's okay. Okay. Apologize.
Fine. No.
Apologize.
No.
Sorry.
No, I will not apologize.
It's not loud.
Okay, Blue Gnome Group. Yes. Lead on, I guess.
Have any of you actually
jeez.
been here before?
No.
I just turn and start to walk away. For a guard, I guess.
What's the plan?
I follow Iffy.
What's the plan?
I follow Iffy. So,
Just walk-
Seraphina. Okay.
What's the plan?
Take
And
a
then walk away.
A drink sounds good.
So Templar, as you're kind of strolling ahead of this group, looking for a guard, you're quick to notice that there aren't any guards. There's a couple of people taking notes on the kind of wharf, and you can see that the first mate has gone up to one of them and is beginning to have a serious conversation with him. He's gesturing back towards the ship, gesturing a couple of times towards your group, and speaking with him. Beyond that, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
It's a busy wharf. It's difficult to see much.
10.
All of us or just him?
Anybody that's kind of looking around for guards or somebody
Always
of interest
looking
that might be able
Yeah,
to
I'm
tell
looking
you.
around.
Yeah.
Always.
The dock is busy. You can see people moving goods left, right, and centre, paying money backhand, as well as kind of out front.
19.
17.
14.
10.
17.
So it's kind of Theren, Beregrand, and Lenneth, the three of you, spotting out that there's a couple of weird things going on. Apart from the conversation that's going ahead between the first mate and this guy on the wharf, there's bustling activity. You notice kind of two things. You notice a scholarly-looking guy on the wharf watching people come off the ships. He looks a bookish sort, got long robes, not massively dissimilar to people you've seen in the temples back in Waterdeep. He looks like he might be a priest, if not a scholar, but he is looking he's got an anxiety to him. He seems like he's anxiously watching to see what people are doing as they come off the ships. The other guy you notice is a very confident-looking, slightly younger man who is not associated with him at all. He's kind of walking up and down the wharf, looking again at the people coming off the boats, but looking a bit more confident. And as he notices your group, he smiles and gradually begins walking along the wharf to kind of meet you as you come down off the docks.
I guess I approach him.
Where are you
Alright.
going?
He looks to you, and you can see that he's wearing a relatively fine doublet, certainly finer than you've seen around here generally. Most of them are wearing like fishing gear and merchants' tunics and peasant garb, but this guy is looking like he's tried to make an effort, and he sees you coming, and he's relatively young. He's got dark hair that's kind of matted, but you can see he's tried to keep it back, and he's got thick eyebrows and this this gleaming smile as he looks to you as you come up, and he says, Hi. Welcome.
Hello there.
Welcome to. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm not used to somebody so confident coming off of these ships. What can I do for you?
No, we were really just looking for some information about the city because we're new here.
You look like you're new to Freeport. I spotted that right away.
Yes, I saw.
Well,
What can you tell us about this place?
Well, it's an old city. It's a good city. It's a merchant city, and it's the kind of city where a person can find good rest and good work and a good time if they're looking for it.
All right. Anything in any places that you can recommend for us that we should head to?
Well, if you're looking for a night to sleep and maybe a drink and meet some people around town, I would not go to the Rusty Hook. It's the closest, but you're likely as not to get stabbed. Let's just say that. But down the road, if you head down, follow the water all the way along, you'll see ultimately there's a place called Broken Mug. It's a good place, good food, and a good time if you're looking for it.
All right. Thanks. Is there anyone else that could have more information about this place?
Lots of places. If you're looking to learn about the history of the place, I'd head to the Temple of Ogma. That's the it's the learning place. That's where you'll find all about the history. Other than that, ask around. The bartenders always know a lot. They've got stories.
All right. Thank you so much for your help.
No problem. Tell him Kenneth sent you.
Kenneth. All right.
Thanks.
And who are you?
Oh, just a friendly face meeting people off the dock and sending them somewhere they can get a good drink.
Inside
Like
check.
champagne.
Insight check.
That's such a nice gesture, friend. Thank you.
Both 20, not natural. Me and Beregrand.
You kind of notice that when he says that, he has a kind of twinkle in his eye that makes you think he probably takes kickbacks from the bar. But also there's a something else that you're not quite certain of. He's got a kind of shadiness to him.
I grab his collar.
Oh, friend! Hey! You're really well armed.
Is there anything else you care to share with us that you're withholding?
Roll me an intimidation check.
Iffy, it's all right. Take it easy.
He's like, oh, friend, hey, there's nothing to be concerned about here. I'm just a new friend looking to make new friends, sending people to the bar. That's what I get paid to do. I'm the face of the Broken Mug. Just head on down there.
I let him go and I straighten out his collar.
Thanks. Yep. All right.
Iffy,
My
don't want to
apologies.
create trouble the first thing you do when we arrive here.
I meant no offense, Kenneth. It's just that you have a very shady demeanor, and I only assumed that you were hiding something from us.
Just here to send you somewhere. Get some rest. Please don't cause any trouble down there. I'll get in trouble.
Didn't think of it.
Can I whisper something to Lenneth real quick? Does he always act that way to nice people? Just
He's a bit.
what's his problem?
He really. It's the stick up his butt. He's just that way. You'll
The
get used
stick
to
up his
it, but
butt?
yeah, that's just his personality. Always a bit shifty and
I kind of give him a look,
about
just look him in the
people.
eye. Okay. Still okay.
I just looked
We'll
at
keep
Theren.
him. We'll keep him in line though. It's all right.
There's bustling all around, people moving left, right, and center. It's a busy environment. You can hear like people calling across the way.
What time of the day is it? It's night.
No, it's late
Oh.
afternoon, but it's not night yet. The sun's still up.
So you want to grab a beer, Seraphina? You said you wanted to grab a drink?
Yeah. Let's go get
Yeah.
dinner.
I'm starving.
Let's
We need some
go.
food.
Where are we going?
I follow along.
He points you down towards the warehouse district, points you along the docks. You take a left turn and begin walking along the dockside. There are several buildings on your right that you pass, and it takes you a while to get down there. And he kind of escorts you, talking you through some of the places that you can see. He shows you this huge ship that you walk past. There's a bunch of orcs standing on, looking brusque and tense as they watch you pass, and he describes how that's like a ship that came in like nearly 2 weeks ago and has been here just intimidating people for a while. It's well known in these areas, and he talks you through kind of the warehouse district that you're going down is where people store goods for
What's the name of
sale.
the boat?
He's like, that's called the wrong voice. He's like, hey, that's called the Bloody Vengeance.
Interesting name.
Yeah, don't get on their wrong side. They don't mess around. Anyway,
I hate orcs.
well, definitely keep that to yourself. You guys like to walk on the dangerous side, huh? You seen some action in your time?
Enough.
A little.
More than our share fare.
All right. He looks nervous at that and keeps walking. And he introduces you to, as you're walking down, these large buildings, warehouses that just litter this quarter of the island. And ultimately you follow there's still kind of outcroppings, docks for smaller ships down here. And then you turn around the corner and you keep following the water's edge, and you can see that you're right on the bottom edge of the island, and down you can see another few smaller islands, and in the distance this huge spire in the south that's being lit up by the setting sun on its right hand side. You can just see this kind of amber light that hits it like it's a fractured building, because you can see all of the work that's going on to finish it off. And as you arc round, sorry.
No, sorry, is that guy Kenneth's with us, right?
Yeah, Kenneth's just kind of walking with you.
Can I ask him like what that is?
Yeah. He looks to you. He's like, you really haven't been here before, have you?
No.
Like, you've never heard of? You've never like?
I'm sorry, Ken. I've no. It's my first time. What
This
is
is,
that huge structure? What is that?
Like, I don't think I've ever
It's
heard
huge.
of anybody that hasn't come across a lighthouse before. This thing is
A lighthouse.
the lighthouse. That's not just any lighthouse. That is Sea Lord Drax's personal project. He has sunk incredible amounts of money into that thing.
That's where the light goes.
Well, it's not working yet. It's not even finished. It'll be finished in about 3 months' time, and people are looking forward to it because it's cost the city an entirely huge amount of money just to get that thing up there. But yeah, it's quite a structure.
It is. Thank you.
As you walk around, the warehouse district is kind of it settles down to smaller buildings, and one of them is this. It's a relatively ramshackle place, spit and sawdust kind of bar that he leads you into. It's called the Broken Mug.
Is it a picture of a broken mug on the signpost outside?
As you look up to it, you can see that there is a shattered tankard on the sign against a kind of face, like it's hit a guy in the face. Like,
Nice.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Does it look rough, or does it look okay?
it does look a bit rough. Like, it's got that kind of feel to it. The areas you can see as you head in, it's definitely a local's local, and there are like there are salty dogs around the place, just all of them like warehouse workers, dock workers, and sailors. Like, a good number of them dotted around, sitting on chairs up against like these rustic wooden tables. A couple of them even sat on the floor in the corner, just kind of drunk and telling stories to each other. And a few of them notice you as you come in.
Borii, stay close to me.
Okay, Beregrand.
He opens the door and leads you in. He's like, hey, Theren, yeah, I got a few people for a drink, if you don't mind. Half price on their first round, I promised him. And he's like,
Yeah, all right. What'll you have then? Come on in. How old are you?
I am 324, sir.
I mean the girl. How old is she?
Oh,
I'm 23.
The other girl.
Ellen?
I'm
18.
97.
18.
What? Oh my.
You're 97?
Believe it or not.
Well, congratulations, I suppose, will be in order in a few years when you come of age, miss.
Which one is he talking to?
The elf! I've never seen one with bluish skin before, but I've known a few in my time. It's said you come of age at around 100, is that not true?
I think so.
That is
I
true.
generally don't know.
No, it is true.
Yes, that's correct. Really.
We get a lot of elves through here. Actually, a lot of elves, a lot of dwarves, a lot of goblins, strangely. Orcs, too. But all down here, in this part of the city, you just find people who live here. So, I'm interested in the little one. How old is she?
She's not for sale.
She's 12.
She's 18.
I'm not 18, I'm 12.
Good. Start 'em young, I say. Here, first one's on me, love. What'll you have?
She cannot have that. That's not good. I
Water for
immediately
the
grab
child.
it.
8.
All right,
Can't
you.
have it.
What do you want?
What
What can I get for you?
What have you got?
All the usual things. We got some good Freeport ale, actually. Freshly brewed here on the warehouse district.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
She'll take a water.
Maybe just
Yeah.
trust me. We'll water it down a bit. Start you small.
He hands you this kind of watered down ale on a
Thank
tankard,
you.
and he pours the rest
Take
of you
it from
ales.
it before she drinks it.
There.
No. I drink it.
Beregrand
In
just-
what? In one.
I just hand you the other one I stole. Just hand it to you, you know?
I drink that one too. Can we sit at a table?
Aye, help yourselves.
Can I do a recce if there's any orcs, goblins, or dwarves in this pub?
Yeah, you're kind of, as you're looking around, you can see that there is a dwarf sitting in the corner. He's one of the guys drinking ale, kind of sitting with his legs akimbo, just sort of laughing and telling stories.
I sit as far away as possible from him.
Okay. You kind of guide the group. You go and sit down at a table that's right on the opposite end of the room, and they all come and sit around with you, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on, Mr. Runkle.
Oh, God.
The guy behind the bar watches as it steps across the room and sits on his hind legs. So,
Okay, Theren, what's the plan?
I have no idea. Maybe we just, I don't know. I mean, it's just the Blue Gnome group, so we just hang around them for a few days. I mean, they got us out of trouble, so, you know.
I start polishing my sword, by the way.
We're
You
pretty
guys-
good at finding trouble, though.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Didn't think they could hear me, but I forgot they're right beside me.
We are sat at the same table.
We're at the same table. I'm so not used to sitting at tables with other people. Just usually me alone.
Look, we don't
So,
need your help.
no, what he was trying to
Maybe-
say is we don't need your help.
We're not offering our help. You says you want to tag along.
We don't want to tag along.
Then what are you doing?
Well,
What are you doing? You followed us.
No, you stranded
No,
us here
we
in this port.
didn't.
Bear, hold on. Borii, what do you want to do? You want to have fun with the Blue Gnome group?
Yeah.
Okay. Bear, do you want to have fun with the Blue Gnome group?
No.
Boar, do you hear that? He doesn't want to have fun.
Come on, Bear.
We need to just take it easy. And maybe these people still are separate ways.
They're the Blue Gnome group.
I want to try to lip read what people are saying around the other tables in the tavern.
you
Yeah,
roll
I'm
me a
not paying
perception check.
attention either.
Roll me a perception check.
I'm not paying attention to the conversation.
You're not paying attention?
To them talking? No, I'm just getting my sword.
So, Lenneth, as you're looking around the bar, watching people, you can see a couple of them are having conversation about like this crazy ship full of orcs that's outside that's pissing people off. Like they've been starting fights with anyone that gets too close to the ship. There's another couple of people who are moaning about Milton's folly. You're not quite sure what they mean. And you notice that the dwarf by the wall in the corner of the room is talking to his friend about this group that's just walked in and whether they should like, it's difficult to make out exactly what he's saying, but he's kind of saying, do you think we should? And the other guy's like, it's because you wouldn't know their voice, so it's like,
Yeah.
the other guy's like, I don't know, they look like they might be able to handle themselves, and he's like, there's plenty of us though, like I'm pretty sure we could make a fair buck if we send them in. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty high risk, right? He's like, fuck it, I need the gold. I don't know about you.
The guys in the corner are talking about us, you know.
I immediately pay attention to her. What are they saying?
What are they saying?
Which ones?
They're talking about
Who
hiring
cares?
someone for a dangerous mission or something like that.
As you watch them, Lenneth, like you can see the dwarf is, you're kind of watching him, and he says, look, the Sea Lord's navy is always looking for good men, and these look like good men. And the other one's like, there's a fucking kid there though. And he's like, she'll be fine, like she comes of age, she'll be good entertainment. And he's like,
I try to not like stare him down, but to make it really obvious that I'm looking at him to see how he reacts if he sees me.
But you told us that they're talking about us, right?
Yeah.
he kind of, he's looking around and he spots that you're looking at him and he just kind of like, oh fuck, she can't hear you. And he's like, nah, she can't hear you. And he's like, what are you talking about anyway? Entertainment? Fuck, she'll make a good goddamn pirate. Give her like, 10 years in the frickin' Milton's navy and she'll turn into a frickin' pirate and a half.
I raise my glass at them.
Fuck, she does see us. Can she let... Fuck me. These fucking elves, I swear to God. Is she reading my mind right now? Try and send her a thought. Nah, they freak me out. Listen, I think we could take them. There's a couple of girls there. I mean, they make good pirates and all, but these girls they don't look all that. Look, just give them a good whack with the billy club, and that'll
Now they
get
want to
them
whack
shy.
us.
I immediately stand up,
What?
pick up my sword,
Wanna whack us?
and I stare. And I face at them, just full on holding the sword in my hand, looking
I
straight
wave
at
at
them.
them.
She's reading my fucking mind, I'm telling you. Elves can't read minds. What are you talking about? Have you ever known an elf read a mind? No, but she's looking at me. I swear to God, she's... I'm going to try and think something. And he just kind of stares at you.
Brilliant.
I need the 5th Templar to roll me an intimidation check as you stand, sword, like hand on your blade.
7.
You're just not intimidating.
He's like,
Because Borii stood next to him, just like banging him on the knee with a wrench, like, "What are you made of, metal man?"
he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Hit the big one with a club. The rest will fall in line, and we'll make ourselves a quick buck. And they begin to get off the ground and step up
They're
towards
coming
you.
for us.
I approach
Okay.
them.
If they come over here,
Hey,
they die.
can I meet them as they come? And just
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
The
If
dwarf
you stand down now, we will not kill you.
Borii, just sit here and be quiet,
is
Borii.
like, did you read my bloody mind? I swear to God, she's reading my mind now. How did you know? Listen, doesn't
listen.
matter. His friend says, he's like, doesn't matter. Listen, all right. You've just volunteered for the Sea Lord's Navy. Congratulations. You either come the easy way or the hard way.
What?
Borii, do you want to be
believe
a
that-
pirate?
Congratulations, Lenneth!
Not applying.
You're a pirate, Borii?
Theren.
You notice the
Rock
guy
of the
next to
day.
him, the human standing
Rock of
next to
the
the
day.
dwarf, like from his sleeve, this small club that looks like it may have been pulled from a ship, like it's wood and it's got a couple of kind of bits of wood stuck to it. It's like a club.
Is Kenneth still in the bar?
As you're looking around, Kenneth is not still in the bar.
Okay.
He's not.
How's the bartender reacting to this?
He's unsurprised.
Okay.
I refuse.
I get my crossbow ready.
He like
There.
the human next to him slaps this club into his hand, and he's like, "Easy way." Or the
Yeah,
hard
no one here is gonna come with you, so you have one chance to stand down.
A couple of the other guys around notice what's going on and begin to kind of stand up, looking like there might be trouble. A couple of them pull out clubs. None of them are pulling out weapons that could do any real harm, but you'd be knocked out if one of them hit you really hard with one of these. But it looks like they're getting ready for a fight. There's like maybe 2 or 3 guys that are reaching for clubs and sort of leaning forwards as these 2 are like, "Now, lady, don't make me hurt you. Or your boyfriend."
They're not together.
This guy! And I just start laughing.
Borii, close your eyes.
Okay.
Like there's this tense moment. He's like,
Yeah.
they're looking around. The door kind of opens and you can see this scholarly looking guy. He's twiddling his hands and he looks around and he sees what's going on. He's just like, he stops in the doorway as the bar kind of quietens and everybody's a bit tense. He's like,
Feeling the air.
"All right then,
This won't get you anywhere.
we'll see." And everybody rolls for initiative.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, Bill.
Yeah, it's pretty silly.
Wait, is that plus 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How
pretty
is it
silly.
possible?
Because I'm just an amazing man. That's what I do.
All right.
I heard Matthew say something about that you can choose to just knock people out instead of actually killing them.
Yeah.
When they drop to. Okay.
They have to say that before you roll your damage or attack, I think, though. That's your intent.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Oh, do I have to roll for
Runkle.
Runkle? I can't remember.
yeah,
Oh,
he
probably,
has
yeah.
his own initiative.
Yeah, I think
It's the same as the revised ranger. They get their own initiative and actions.
maybe. Awesome. What's initiative? Because it's not on like what's it based on? It's wisdom, isn't it?
Dex.
Yeah, Dex.
Oh, is it? It's plus 0.
Alright. So, Lenneth, what's your roll?
Oh! Runkle's on
Oh, man.
What's your roll, Lenneth?
11.
Feeny? 13.
Sorry.
Runkle's on 20. Templar?
4.
For Beregrand?
21.
Oh, Theren?
25.
Oh shit. Okay,
Insane.
this is gonna be a quick fight. Theren, you're up. As you're kind of you're sort of sitting and beginning to stand, I guess, as things are sort of looking like they're getting troubling. You can see two guys like ahead of you with both the 5th Templar and Lenneth standing in front of them. The rest of you are kind of around a table, and you can see all around people are beginning to stand up and reach for clubs like they're all on the same side. There must be about 20 people in the room. But you can see that they're holding clubs while they look rough and tumble. They don't look like you do. Like, you've got a fair sense you're stronger than these guys.
I think I would just, I guess, stand up, go there, and punch him in the face, try to knock him out, you know?
It's
Do a bar fight.
fight.
Yeah, bar fight.
As you push the table slightly to the side, you nimble forward, taking a good few steps past Lenneth, and you reach the guy on the right, the human.
13 hit.
13 to hit. 13 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Uh,
What'd you get? 19.
19 hits.
6 damage.
As you take one swing, whew, and he ducks, thinking he's got away, and you back fist him with your fist. Back
Yeah,
of your
22 to
fist.
hit.
That hits as well.
Punch in the face.
7 damage.
As he's reeling from the attack, you spin and do a reverse turning kick and strike him in the side of the face. Out of nowhere, he's kind of clocked from the side. He takes a stagger for a moment. He kind of looks up. He's like, "What the fuck was that?"
I think I would do it so quick. I would do that, then immediately go back to my chair like quick as I can. Stand up, bam, punch him twice, go back to sit
Wham,
down.
wham, wham, and then you just
Yep.
go back, sit in your chair,
The boss.
like staggered. Like they're all like, the people are all just a bit shocked for a moment. Beregrand, you're up.
Okay. On the other guy, we're gonna cast Hunter's Mark.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Go.
It's an extra 1d6. Okay, and then we're gonna attack him with the crossbow.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Wait, do they have weapons though? Do they?
They have like
Club.
clubs, like they're billy clubs for kind of conk, not for kind of stab you dead.
The weapon.
I unload in the other guy.
In the dwarf.
No.
So right,
This
hold
is a
on.
bias to be friend.
I need to write all this down in a better way because
No sense, because
I
you're gonna be
can
dead
attack.
soon.
oh man, stalkers. Oh, I think I attacked 3 times. Anyway, I attack him.
All right. You take a shot.
Right, so I get advantage on anyone that hasn't gone yet.
Yes.
So it's 10 damage, plus 4 to humanoids.
He is a humanoid.
Okay, that's 14 damage.
All right. As this crossbow bolt is loose from Beregrand, I didn't even see it happen. He's just pulled it from his back and, without even thinking, just poof, and it strikes him in the belly. And he's like, "Oh, ah!" And you can see the bartender's just like, "No, oh God, no! You can't do that in here. Don't you know the code?" And he kind of goes from behind the bar and he looks like he's going to try to grab the dwarf, but like it's not his turn, so he's not going to be able to do it. He looks like he's going to try and run over.
Shoot a guy in the head.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
I'm covering up Boar's eyes.
19 to hit.
19 hits totally.
12 points of damage.
You take a shot, and it strikes him in the face. He just and he collapses back and hits the ground. And everybody just kind of like, just shocked at what has taken place, just take a couple of steps back. They begin to put their clubs away, and they're just like, the bartender just runs forward. He's like, "No! Oh, don't you know the code?" And he grabs up this guy, and he's just like, "Ah! What have you done?" The kind of priest in the doorway steps into the room. He's like, "Ah, oh God!" And he steps forward. He's like, "Well, you know how to handle yourselves." He steps down. And he just kind of begins to try to heal this guy's wounds, but the wound is pretty significant. He's like, "Ah,
Is that really necessary, Beregrand? Seriously.
They were going to attack us.
Not kill us."
How do you know that?
Yeah, sticks.
Jeez.
I sit back down in my chair.
He's like,
Borii, are you okay?
I still have our eyes covered up.
Can I open my eyes yet?
Do we have any
No.
potions or anything that we can use to help this guy from dying?
She didn't mean that, Borii. He's not dying.
Who's dying?
Seraphina,
no
do you
one-
have any potions?
no
What happened?
Yeah, I got
Nope.
patience.
he's kind of, you can see that the priest is sort of summoning a healing magic. He's like, I'm gonna need something more.
Come on!
I hand him a potion.
You should take the arrow out of his face.
Yeah, I think that's
kidding,
gonna leave a
Borii.
mark.
That's really the first impression you guys gonna give for us here. Say, no.
This is why we left Waterdeep.
They're attacking us.
The same exact reason.
The bartender kind of, he steps up and he looks at you across the table. He's like, "Look, you're new here, but you must respect the code. What goes on in the high seas, anything goes. But here is no murdering. No,
There's just kidnapping.
They weren't here to kidnap you.
Yes, they were actually. They were gonna force us to join the pirates.
They're a press gang. You would have been paid. That still obeys the code.
They had clubs.
Aye, they get a bit rough. The people in here get rough.
Oh, Bear gets kind of rough.
Yeah, kinda rough. He's just tried to kill a guy. You don't want to be messing with these guys. The captains and the council, they'll quickly put you to death if they see you've murdered somebody. I'm just
They
hoping.
don't
In
want to be messing with
self-defense.
us.
You can see he's the priest is kind of pulling out the potion, pouring it in, summoning healing magics into his hand, and beginning to sort of cast as much healing magic as he can. This glowing energy. The crossbow bolt kind of eases its way out of his face, and he's like, "God!" He throws it to one side, and he summons as much healing magic as he can. The guy's face reconstructs, but it leaves this enormous scar down one side of his face. One of his eyes is missing and can't be
shit.
healed. And he's like, "Ah." He summons everything he can. He's like, okay, I think he's going to be all right. I don't think I don't think he's going to be able to see out of that side again, though. We should probably go somewhere now before more trouble. But maybe come with me.
Get out.
You're breaking up a bit, Caps. I couldn't hear the last two things.
The scholarly guy who kneels down over this body and kind of manages to heal him looks up to you and he's like, maybe you should come with me. Well, I'll take you somewhere better. And I kind of been looking for you.
Sure, I'm very sorry for what happened. Not that I would make up for it. And I give Beregrand a stink eye.
No, I mean,
I keep my sword and walk out the front door.
I don't care, but he's right. You don't really want that.
No. Alright. Let's set up.
All right.
I think I would pick up Borii and put her on like Mr. Runkle's shoulders. Come on, Borii, let's
Fine.
go.
Okay, where are we going?
I don't know.
Okay.
You begin to step out of the bar and into the street, and the man, he stops and he's like, right, listen, my name is Egil. And
What?
it's
Your
Egil.
name's what?
Is this the guy I read lips on?
No, the dwarf he's
Yeah, okay.
unconscious and lying on the ground. There's blood beneath
Okay.
his pool beneath his head, and there are people kind of
Okay, so
tending to him.
Right.
Like the Egil is the scholarly guy that you saw in the dock,
Priest guy.
and he's kind of followed you here, helped you out, and
Okay.
then he's kind of guiding you to. He's guiding you outside, and as he kind of leads you hurriedly down the street with a bunch of kind of shocked and angry sea salt kind of guys standing in this bar, Egil introduces himself and he says, "Listen, come with me. I've got something I need to ask you. I saw you come off the boat. I think you're exactly what I'm looking for. You can clearly handle yourself. And if you can contain yourselves and not kill anyone, then maybe you can help me do something I have been completely unable to do myself. I can pay you well. I can. It's work.
Okay.
It's not here. It's not this. I can take you somewhere like nice. Why did you come here?
We were led here by the kindly guide named Kenneth.
You trusted Kenneth?
He's a nice guy.
He's smarmy and sneaky, and why didn't you see through that immediately when you got off the... Just come with me.
I turned to Lenneth. Do you follow?
Well, if the other guys are okay with that.
Seraphina?
Seraphina?
Yeah, why not?
Good enough for me.
Alright, let's go.
Darkness has kind of settled on the city, and he leads you through a few alleys, ultimately through into a different district, and it's a bit nicer. The wooden buildings are less ramshackled, and he ends up taking you to a place called the Scholar's Quill. You can see outside, and he leads you in through, and you can see that this is a 3-floor building. Inside, somebody is playing away on a stringed instrument. There's a couple of serving wenches busy trying to serve people drinks, and there's a woman standing behind the bar who looks a lot happier than the bartender at the Broken Mug. Egil kind of opens these sort of relatively nice doors and gestures that you come inside.
Alright. I'm gonna try to use my headset because my camera is and mic is getting all fucked up.
Yep.
Just a second.
Beregrand,
Yeah.
I don't think we paid for our drinks.
Don't worry about it. They
Really?
try to press gang us into the Navy.
What's press ganging us mean?
It means they make you do something you don't want to do.
Oh.
Forget it. This place is much nicer.
Is nicer.
Going by in the bar, she gestures. She's like, Agil, hey, it's good to see ya. Come on in. I got your booth. You've got friends. I can get you a table instead. And Agil's like, oh yeah, yeah, no, we'll be fine. Just anywhere is fine. Just somewhere quiet, if you don't mind, Jesse. Thank you. And she's like,
Does that work?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
The woman is tall for a human, and sort of relatively slim and well dressed. She clearly owns the place, and she takes you around the corner and seats you at this small round table that all of you can just about sit around, with the large bear kind of stepping in, and she's like, "Hey ho, no, we can't have animals in here."
He's not a real bear.
It's probably a good policy.
I think he's
He
gonna
wa-
have to stay outside.
Oh, he'll be lonely.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I mean, we call him Bear, but his name's Beregrand, so it's fine.
She laughs and she's like, ha, dwarves are always welcome.
15.
She kind of sighs. Alright, you can keep him here, but I mean,
Yes.
you break it, you buy it.
Okay.
Your father buys it.
They have no money.
I have money.
Oh, excellent.
Akil's like, it really doesn't matter. Come. And he leads you to this small table and sits down. And he's like, Ales, I'll buy. I got it. And he sits down. And he's like, please sit. I need your help.
With? You help with?
Oh, listen, I'm Agil. I'm a scholar. Well, I'm a priest, really. I work at the temple, and a friend of mine has gone missing, and I need your help. I don't like asking for it, but I have no choice, and everybody in this city is mean and likely to just betray me at the first time I have any chance of that happening. So I saw
Why
you.
do people live here?
The temple is a temple of knowledge, and it's one of the only places you can find rare antiquities and relics, and it's one of the few places that offers a real study of knowledge. That's why I work there. That's why I live here. And it's a good place, actually. This part of town is good. The part of town you went to is really close to to some really not so nice places.
Did we see the temple cabs or no?
You didn't as you came in. The temple is oh, in fact, yeah, you would have done. As you would have passed it on your way to the Scholar's Quill in terms of the geography. So when you pass it, it's this beautiful set of buildings. They are huge, like tall, grand structures made of very pale stone. The only structures of their kind in the city, effectively. As you get towards some of the sort of center of the city, inside the old city, which the temple district is connected to, but you can't see it because it's walled off. The old city in the very center of town is got beautiful buildings within, but the only sense you get of that as you're walking around the city is that there are these tall walls that bar it off from the rest of the city. It's like a city inside a city, really. The temple district is outside of the old city, but it is still quite nice. He says, yeah, the place you were near is it's kind of close to a place called Scurvy Town, and you don't want to go there. so don't go there. You're in the rough part of town, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think we guessed that.
Yeah.
What brings you here? Are you here for a while? Can I?
Apparently.
We were really just passing through, but I guess it depends on.
We got chucked off a boat.
Yeah.
Why'd you get chucked off?
Our compatriots here weren't able to pay for the fare.
That was a misunderstanding.
You stowed away?
Yes.
Okay, well, you'll be here a while then. They'll have blacklisted you by now. They'll be keeping an eye out for you.
What?
Stick.
Blacklisted.
Yeah,
But we
stowaways.
paid for them.
Yeah, they don't take that kind of thing lightly, even if you do pay afterwards. And now you shot a guy. Even if they weren't have blacklisted you then, you're definitely blacklisted now. Won't be a ship in town that'll take you anywhere.
We're gonna need our own boat. It sounds like, guys.
I've got a boat.
What?
You have a
What?
boat, Borii?
Yeah, I've got a boat.
With you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
How do
I
you
pull out like this. I pull out this little box for my dungarees, I imagine.
dungarees?
Borii, can we all fit on the boat?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Why-
we'll use that.
Borii, we're not playing.
I'd show you now, but there's no water.
Okay. Well, in the morning, we'll look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
I made it myself.
Just a smart girl.
Thanks.
May I have
Yeah.
one? So
Well,
I just reach across the table. What is it, a box?
Yeah, it's like a small wooden box.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna examine it. Can I knock on it, check on it?
yeah. You're not arcanically trained, and it's gonna be tricky, but you never know.
13?
Looks like a box.
Yeah, okay, in the back. Not arcanically trained. I'm half wizard.
Oh, of course you are.
The fuck?
Still looks like a box.
Yeah.
You can put things in it, and I open it up, and it just looks like a box you can open and put things in.
Well, that is beyond my comprehension.
Desi comes and she plants ale in front of all of you, and she nods and smiles to Egil, and he looks to her. He's like, "Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're all here, and I'm glad you've got some people with some strength, and more importantly, some people with some intellect. Listen, a friend of mine is missing, and I need you to find him.
His name?
What happened?
His name is Lucius. I've known him for most of my life, but he's been missing a couple of days now. He's a good friend of mine, and I'd like you to find him."
What do you think happened to him?
I don't know. I don't know. He vanished. I mean, some weird stuff has been happening to him for a while now. I mean, we were both brought up at the temple. He's like a brother to me. He became a librarian and I became a priest. But 6 years ago, something weird happened. He seemed to change overnight. One day he'd been my friend for many years, and the next day he was a complete stranger. He asked bizarre questions. He seemed to remember nothing of me or our friendship. He treated the temple as his own personal library. He's not ever done that. And then some months later, he was caught violating the sanctum and was expelled from the temple.
What does that mean?
He violated one of the core oaths of his order, and I can't really say what that was. You'd have to ask him. It's forbidden to talk about it. just know that whatever he did, it was bad enough to get expelled.
But perhaps why he was expelled could lead us to him.
I have no idea. But this was years and years ago. He left Freeport after he got expelled, and he was gone for 4 years. And then he came back. Like 2 years ago, he came back. And he was like his old self. He came to the temple, he begged to be readmitted, saying he had no memory, saying he didn't remember anything that happened for the 5 years he'd been away. Now the high priest, his name is Theren, he was adamant that Lucius was not going to come back. But he changed his mind after a private meeting with him. I don't know what Lucius told him, but he came back. And it was just like old times. For like 8 or 9 months, I had him back, and it was good to see him. And then he started to look haggard again, and he said he wasn't sleeping well. Something was clearly upsetting him, but he wouldn't say what it was. And he started asking a lot of questions about what he had been like right up to his expulsion, like what had happened. He said he didn't remember any of it, and he talked to the high priest, but he wouldn't let it go. And I got really, really worried about him. He seemed really, really upset and stressed, and like he was on the brink of going crazy. As if like anything could push him over the edge. And then 2 days ago, he just didn't turn up for work. He didn't come to the temple. I went to his house, and it's empty. He's not there. I searched everywhere. I can't find him. Nobody's seen him.
He's
The
been
priests...
missing for 2 days.
Sorry?
You said he's been missing for 2 days.
For 2 days. I've spent the last 2 days looking for him, and then today I just spent wandering the docks looking for someone to help.
Where did you last see him?
It was at the temple the day before he went missing. He went home, and that was it. I haven't seen him since.
What did Lucius do in his spare time? Anything you can tell us? Perhaps any hobbies?
He was a really studious librarian. He loved reading and his artifacts. He liked to write, and I guess that's what he spent his free time doing.
There's nowhere in the city that you often frequented with him, or knew that he frequented often?
Here. This was the first place I looked when he wasn't at the temple. I thought he'd come here to drink and just be alone. But he wasn't, and Desi hadn't seen him. But this is where I'd expect to find him. The Scholar's Quill this is where all the scholars come. It's the nicest place in town.
Where does Lucius live?
He lives in the Temple District, just on the north edge of the Temple District. I can take you to his house if you want to see it.
Probably a good idea after we're done here.
I know something's happened to him. I mean, the priests deny it. They say they know nothing. But I know something's happened to him. It's not like him. I need you to find out what.
What's in it for us?
I can pay you.
That won't be necessary on my behalf.
How much?
I don't have a lot. Maybe 500 gold pieces. I can introduce you to the temple and Theren. I mean, I don't know if you'd get an audience with Theren himself, but maybe if you found Lucius, brought him back, maybe that might. The temple has artifacts everywhere. It's the mysteries of this place. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've been around, but I gotta tell you, the Moonshae Isles have. There are like 4 islands. They're all extremely different. They have ancient sites, and where adventurers have been out and brought things back, now the temple has got quite a catalog of relics that I'm sure they'd be happy for you to, well, they would not be happy for you to take a look at, but maybe I can get them to look upon you kindly in the future if you wanted
Were
to
there
join
any-
or something.
Were there any artifacts that were particularly dangerous and kept under closer guard?
Yeah, lots. But I don't know about them. I'm not a librarian, I'm a priest. But you'd have to talk to... I mean, ironically, you'd have to talk to Lucius. But there's also the High Priest Theren. If you can get an audience with him, and he's the person with the darkest secrets of the temple. He knows everything. But
Could you get us an audience?
no, I'm not. I don't have that kind of power in the temple.
Do you know anyone that does?
Yeah. I mean, when you go in, you can speak to Norton, and he might be able to help you. But Milos he's I guess you'd say he was like the High Librarian, if such a thing existed. He's one of the most kind of well-respected and oldest librarians in the temple. You might be able to speak with him.
Alright. What do you think, Seraphina?
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, if we're stuck here.
I thought the Blue Gnome group would love to help out. I would love to help you find your missing person. What do you think, Borii? That'd be fun to help someone out, right, Borii?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine that, Borii, on an adventure with the Blue Gnome group looking for someone? It's just...
I roll my eyes.
You had me at Blue Gnome Group.
The new gnome.
I'm gonna pass out.
Alright, Eagle.
Listen, can I ask you a favor? If you do go to the temple, can you not mention my involvement with the matter at all?
Any special reason for that?
I think it's just better that you say you're old friends of Lucius from abroad, and you've come to Freeport to see him, and you can't find him, and I prefer not to have those kind of questions.
Why?
That's just outright shady.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Yeah, roll insight check.
Sure, 20.
Everyone roll inside checks.
You can see that he's nervy but honest.
25.
Yeah. So you can see that he is like your elf eyes see through him clearly. You can see that he's being as honest as he can be, and there's nerves around the kind of his when he talks about the temple. You're not absolutely certain why.
Alright. I guess it could help in the investigation to pretend that I actually know Lucius myself or want to meet him. So.
And we need to know a little bit more about Lucius if they ask us
Yeah.
about him. What is his last name?
Lucius,
Yes?
his name is Buckling.
Buckley.
Yeah.
Anything else we should know about him? Perhaps the general appearance?
He's taller than me, more handsome than me. He's got long, dark hair that's like always really well kept. It's kind of how I knew he wasn't okay. He stopped keeping it. It was like wild in the end. He just wasn't himself.
You don't happen... Oh, if we go to his place, we can try to find a photo of him or something like that. Try to see if we can find him with a scrying spell.
Or belonging of his, you mean?
A belonging or...
Yeah, we can go to his house if you like.
Probably the best place to
Yeah,
start.
I think that would help.
I stand up and walk out the bar.
Alright, let's set out.
Okay. All right. He looks happy and begins to escort you towards the house. He takes you like across. It doesn't take long. It's only like 3 blocks away, kind of not built out of blocks, but that kind of distance. And ultimately, you get the sense that being a librarian in a trading city can't be much of a lucrative job. It's a small home, a single-storied, small wooden building. And he leads you up to the front door and opens it, and just as you enter,
I open the door.
What's the place look like generally?
as you see it, it's kind of sparsely decorated. The ground floor consists of only 2 rooms. The main room looks like it's cluttered with books, scrolls, quills, ink pots, but not a lot of furniture. There's a cot jammed into one corner, and there's a small desk under the front window. The small back room is part kitchen, part junk storage. You do notice there's a trapdoor in this small back room.
I draw my sword and pace around the room and cast Detect Magic.
As you concentrate for a moment, kind of scanning the space, you don't pick up anything magical.
Okay.
Can I investigate the trapdoor?
Yeah, it's not locked, and as you kind of peek it open, you see that it reveals a staircase down.
I'm gonna go down and have a look.
Do you tell us about it? That you that you're going down? Oh, it's
Yeah.
obvious that she's going. Okay.
Yeah, you watch her
I
kind of.
follow her.
She feels around the edge of this trapdoor for a moment, notices it's not locked, opens it, and you just see her. All you see is this cloak kind of furl across the ground and disappear as she pops downstairs.
I hate it when she does that.
Follow along.
I hate it when you do that.
Honestly.
As you step down, you can see that this basement is larger than the house. It's huge, but it is very empty. Bookcases line the walls, and you see a display case, all of which are completely empty.
I go down with the sword and take it to Detect Magic.
There's nothing on the bookcases.
From what you can see, like a brief glance, there's nothing on them. You don't detect any magic in the area.
I touch the big green gem in my amulet.
You blink for a moment when you touch the gem, and your eyes take on this kind of green iris as you begin to scan the room. You can see this, this green shimmer to your vision as you're looking, and you... In fact, roll me a perception check.
I get advantage to find secret doors
Nice.
from Dungeon Delver.
All right.
Alright.
So roll with advantage, and then if like always roll that with advantage, and then I'll just keep that in mind.
Huh?
No, I said then if, not then if.
Lenneth.
It's 24.
Whoa. As you're looking around with your sort of green irises glowing gently in the darkness of this room, you can see really well, and you see that the desk itself has a drawer in it, and the drawer kind of is highlit to you. You can see that it's like clearly a little. It's not particularly hidden, but it's noticeable.
Over here. And I beckon Seraphina to come have a look.
So Seraphina is currently downstairs investigating the basement.
Oh,
You're
well, I know. I thought I followed downstairs as well.
Okay.
Okay, no, I'm upstairs.
No. Yeah. So But we'll say that you take the time to look through both, I guess, because you've got 10 minutes. You use the time, and you don't notice anything downstairs that's particularly of interest as you use your true sight. But
I
upstairs,
noticed the magic on that, right?
yeah. As soon as you
Okay.
see him, you can see that his eyes, apart from anything, you're like, I detect magic, and you see he's got this big glowing green eyes. They're like, everyone else is like, I do too. So we've got, people's names are so difficult. Beregrand looking at, I was like, Joseph, no, Zeely, no, Beregrand. Beregrand looking at the desk upstairs. It's got papers scattered across it. There's ink pots and quills, and like it's kind of messy. Downstairs, like completely empty. That's where Lenneth and the Templar and Seraphina are.
I guess we
Borii,
probably
right?
came up, it was empty.
Yeah, unless you want to investigate it further. So I haven't considered you taking any kind of serious look at anything.
Can I just look at the bookcases?
Mm.
Just to check there's nothing.
So you kind of feel around looking for any kind of secret, knowing that Beregrand hadn't been able to see any secret doors, but you still take a look. The one thing you do notice is that, like, as you're getting close to them, you smell this odd odor, like you take a sniff and it's like got a particular smell to it. You're not somebody who's involved much in construction though, so you can't really understand where that smell has come from, but it's got a particular odor to it.
Can I check the ground, see if there's anything
Yeah.
particular?
You kind of crouch to the ground and feel over it. The ground has got kind of like it's got a thick layer of dust and dirt. Like it's an earthen, like barely coated kind of floor. And the bookcases don't look like they have that kind of level of dirt on them. They look cleaner.
Interesting.
Can I just walk around and check the walls if I can feel any drafts coming anywhere?
Yeah. You feel around the stone walls wherever there isn't a bookcase, and you do notice there are a lot of bookcases. And there is this display case, a small one that can be locked and opened with a glass lid. It's actually quite beautiful, but it's completely empty. The rest of it, like, you feel around and you can't feel any kind of air coming through. Feels like stone wall.
I see her doing that. I'm just like, don't waste the time. There's something here. I'll see it.
I head back up.
I put my hand in one of the bookshelves and just throw all the books off. I start doing this to every row, just knocking all the books off the shelves to see.
So the bookshelves are empty as you put your hand on and swing
Worth mentioning.
through complete.
Worth mentioning, Cabs.
I said many times. So all the bookshelves are completely empty down there. It is worth pointing out they are completely empty, as is the display case. Like, there are a lot of bookshelves here.
Can I open the display case?
Yeah, it's not locked. You pull it open. It's got a little creak to it as the hinges squeak. There's a sort of light, thin red velvet base to it, but it's completely empty.
Can you tell what was in it?
Roll me a investigation check.
12.
It's hard to tell. Like, there's no dust void or anything that would give you a hint. The bottom is hard wood, so it's not as if it would leave much of a depression. Hard to tell.
Can I go back upstairs now and see that book in the chest of drawers?
Yeah, you go back upstairs and pull out the drawer. The drawer is empty, but for a couple of papers in the bottom. You do notice that one of those papers has a list on. You notice that it says turnips, and you're like it gives you a second, and you pull it out, written in common, just a short list of things, and I'll send it to you in. It's like a to-do list basically, and I will put it in your inventory.
you find?
I don't know yet.
You were staring at that paper for a long time.
Some of us find reading hard, okay? Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll tell you. Kev, did you send it to me?
Yeah, I should have done.
Where?
It should be in your journal under handouts.
Oh, shit. Okay, I was waiting for you to message me on Skype.
Oh no, I've made a thing.
Oh,
I made a
things to
thing.
do. Get some sleep. Talk to Captain Scarbelly. Turnips. Update diary. Examine travel logs. Get more sleep.
I want to look around the top floor to see if I can find something personal possession of his.
Okay.
Captain who?
You look around, you manage to find lots of quills and ink pots. One thing you do find is a particularly nice quill that you think has been well used, but it's very fine.
Yeah, I take that with me.
Okay.
That's right. Beregrand was get more sleep. Talk to Captain Scarbelly, turnips, and
Scarbelly.
Update diary. Examine travel logs. And get more sleep.
Diary.
Sorry, Cab. So that was in the secret drawer?
So the drawer itself just was highlit to you, and you pull it out, and that's what's in the drawer.
Oh, okay.
Is the Gil still in this room with us or no, Cabs?
Sorry?
What's the guy's name? Gil?
Yes, Egil is there.
Can I ask him who is Captain Scarbelly?
He says, I'm afraid I don't know. I've never heard that name before. If you're looking for information, I would say you'd go to the Broken Mug, but I'm pretty sure you shot a person, so I'm not sure they're gonna give you much information now. But
That's true.
ask around the docks, maybe.
Hi.
Were there 2 bits of paper, or was it just one?
There are other pieces of paper, but mostly they're just like loose lists of books that he had in his travels. So he's got a couple of names of books in there.
Is there anything
second.
else?
Sorry, give me 2 seconds. So you get a couple of names of wolves and men, the lands of Moray, and Fee Fay Fo Fum, Oman, and the giants of Queen Coname. And that's basically it. Just like there's a couple more, but they're just those are the ones that kind of stand out to you. The rest are just names of what look like books that either he's read or written, and they sound like they're all kind of travel books, effectively, like documenting. That's the the names give you that kind of ring.
Can I look like look forward to see if he left in a hurry, kinda, if things are like neat and tidy, or if it's a bit scattered about in a way? Does that make sense?
Yeah, the desk definitely looks really scattered. As you're pushing things around on the desk, you can see that it was all just kind of like it's all over the place. There's books kind of on the floor and on the desk, and yeah, the place doesn't look like it was ransacked, but it's just really unkept.
Right. Do I find anything interesting among the documents on the table?
Yeah, roll me an investigation check. You find a particular book that's a bit unusual. It's another one of those kind of it's another travel book. This one's called the Lands of Naranjan.
Alright. I pocket it just in case.
Okay. As you kind of take a quick glance at it, like it looks like it's written by him.
Oh?
Hang on. No, it's not written by him. As you're looking at it, it looks like it could have been. Like it's a nice book, a travel diary of the lands of Naranjan. It's a
Alright.
geography, particularly.
Okay. Anything else we need from here?
Can't seem to find anything else.
Nope.
Alright.
Should we head out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You step outside. Egil out there waiting for you. He's like, "So, did you find anything?"
Well, not a whole lot that can help us find him, really. But we will keep taking around with the people in town, see what we can find.
Okay. Well, this was the first place I came, and I looked. I couldn't find anything myself. But I don't know. Maybe you'll have more luck than I will. I'm hoping. I need to go back to the temple. I'm expected.
Alright.
Hey, Caps, when he says that specifically, I couldn't find anything myself. Can I inside check that?
Yeah.
Okay. If I can figure out how to do it, hold on. 26.
26. You can see that he is absolutely telling the truth.
Okay.
He's actually a little bit desperate.
Okay. What time of the day is it?
It's sort of early evening at this point. Sunset.
Perhaps we should go with him to the temple.
Should we go back to the docks?
I would like to go to the temple at some point. I don't know if we
Thought to
split up.
find Captain Scarbelly.
I think it's a great idea to go to the docks.
Yeah, sure.
Lead on.
All right.
I need
Good luck. I've got to go.
Where do we find you?
In the evenings, you'll find me at the Scholar's Quill, and during the day, you'll find me at the temple. But don't. I mean, maybe just nudge me, and we'll find a quiet place to talk. But we're not supposed to know each other. So.
Alright.
Thanks. And he disappears down the road.
That guy is strange.
Very.
Seems
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the docks.
To the docks.
All right. You head across town, down to the docks. There's the place that you arrived, the kind of main merchant docks, and down the road there is kind of the darker end, which is the warehouse district, which is where you got into the fight earlier. Where do you want to go? There's kind of two bars you've heard about. One of the ones three bars now, including the Scholar's Quill. There's the Broken Mug and the Rusty Hook. The Broken Mug, where you shot a guy in the face and broke his mug, and the Rusty Hook, which is down at the merchant docks, but they said it was a dangerous place.
He also said
Well,
the
I
other
guess-
was-
Probably not
Huh?
dangerous.
He also said the other place wasn't, and let's see how that went.
Yeah, exactly. Now that we can't go back there.
Can we try and find Can we go back to where we were and try and find Kenneth?
Yeah.
Because he would know.
You head down which way? So where are you heading? To the where you found him was at the merchant quarter, like at the docks where all the busy activity was going.
Yeah, I think like where we get off the ship.
Yeah, I imagine
Sure.
you'd be down there.
You follow the water all the way around. It takes you a good hour to get all the way around to the other side of town, and you get there, and you can see him kind of still on the dockside, pacing back and forth, sort of looking for travelers that might be coming off the boats. You can see that people, like lots of people, are busy again, keep like moving around a lot of goods. There's a lot of foodstuffs coming in off port by the looks of things, which is sort of, I guess, remarkable.
Does it smell like chicken?
It smells like kind of crazy, actually. There's spices in the air which you definitely don't recognize, and like the smell of sort of dry cured meats and like really unusual smells that kind of hit you from nowhere that you have no idea where they came from. The place is like abuzz with foods, and most of them are exotic, as well as spices and teas and all kinds of stuff. Lots of ales as well coming in. There's a lot of alcohol moving around in here.
Alright.
So you spot Kenneth, and he's just kind of pacing back and forth. He hasn't noticed you. He's watching the boats, waiting for people to come off and trying to find a mark.
I try and sneak up on him.
Roll me a stealth check.
12.
He notices you as you begin to stealth towards him. He kind of looks and he's like, "Oh, hey! Hi! How are you doing? I heard some things happened. I don't know what was going on in that place. Like, that was a strange thing. I hope you left your crossbow at home."
I thought you said that was supposed to be a safe place.
Yeah, listen, I just,
Or
like,
a
I get...
better one than the rusty hook.
I mean, it is better than the rusty hook. The rusty hook you are likely to get, like, in real trouble, and the broken mug you're just likely to get into a fight. Like, I mean, but that's really common. Happens all the time there.
Right.
You failed to mention that when we arrived.
Yeah, well, they pay me not to.
That's good.
Yeah. He's like, looks nervous at you. Straightens his black smart doublet. So, yeah. What can I do for you?
We're looking to get out of here. We're looking for a Captain Scarbelly. Maybe he can take us out of here. Do you know him?
No.
Insight check.
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
I put my hand on his shoulder very gently.
16.
You get the sense that he's very nervous, and
24.
You can, like, the elf looking over at him with his elf eyes definitely can see that he's lying through his teeth.
And I glance back at the group.
Listen,
I slowly
guys.
grab his shoulder harder.
You can feel his, like, pinch him under this kind of steel plate mail grip.
Perhaps you should tell us the truth.
You owe us for tricking us.
Listen, if I tell you, will you guys kind of consider will you just consider us even?
Sure.
Yeah. Are you deceiving him, or are you being real?
I think I'm being for real.
All right.
I'm being real.
He's like, okay, all right. Scarbelly is he's one of the most feared captains on the docks and in the seas. You don't want to mess with him. He's the captain of the Bloody Vengeance, the one we walked past earlier. Yeah, he's got a whole band of orcs. They're some of the most feared pirates around. They've been in town for like 11 days, and they've just been there. I don't know what's going on, but they seem on edge.
Fucking hate orcs.
Don't say it too loud.
Okay, fine.
Let go. Okay.
Yeah.
I straighten his collar again.
Thanks. All right, so we're done, right?
I lean down for now.
Okay. Good luck. I mean, don't. You can't go and talk to him. Obviously, you can't go and talk to him. He's crazy. They don't call him Scarbelly for nothing. He's got a belly full of scars, and he's still walking around as a captain of a ship. That should tell you something about how crazy he is.
I think we can handle it.
All right.
We can handle being kidnapped. We can handle the north.
Yeah. I mean, the guys in the bar, they're assholes, but they're no warriors. The guys on the boat, they look like they can handle themselves. I'm just saying, you know, who am I to get in your way? I want to go now. He begins to walk away.
Bye.
I'm beginning
Bye.
to dislike this place more and more. Lenneth.
Huh?
I'm beginning to dislike this place more and more.
It's fun, isn't it?
No. It is not fun. Even Cormyr was better than this place. And Cormyr was terrible.
You loved Cormyr.
Just look at her.
Oh, excuse me, lads, as this guy kind of stumbles into you slightly, trying to hold this sort of this large keg in his arms, and he kind of wrestles it in one hand. He's like, "Darling," and he just kind of ruffles the little one's hair, and then he's like, "Ugh," just carries on walking past.
What's he carrying?
It's a keg of ale, but it's beautiful. Like it's got inlaid like what looks like brass around the brass banding around the keg. It looks very nice.
Yeah, I jog up to him. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Are there any shipments bound for the bloody vengeance that need to be delivered?
For the bloody vengeance? No, they won't take nothing. They're not even brought anything. They're just sitting there. I mean, you'd expect them to bring something for Swagfest, but like buggers just sit on their boat. Ah, the orcs. What are you gonna do?
Is there anyone on the docks that they have a contact and when they deal with? I assume that for them to maintain a presence here, they must be in contact with someone, perhaps the dockmaster.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, "Nah, man. Look, you shouldn't be asking questions about that. Like, these guys, they don't like people prying. Yeah. I mean, just a friendly advice. All right.
Everyone keeps saying that.
Private folk. You know, some of them very powerful people." Very influential, but that one, he's just fucking crazy. He likes going down to the Isles and finding crazy shit and bringing it back for people. He's like one of them adventuring types. You have to be pretty crazy to want to do that. Them places is dangerous. Most people don't come back. But his ship, it's renowned. The man's unstoppable. Ship's unstoppable. You don't want to meet it on the water, that's for sure. And he just kind of begins to walk away.
Well,
Well,
I suppose the next thing we can check on the list is turnips.
turnips.
It was a joke. I think.
Iffy just made a joke. I think it's starting to evolve. Seraphina.
Very slowly.
Lovely.
But we know where the Bloody Vengeance is stationed, Cavs. We walked past it.
You did.
Yeah, okay.
When you saw it, it was a big ship.
Yeah.
It's a big ship. It's got like a lot of men on it. You could see orcs. When you passed it, there were 2 orcs standing guard at the kind of end of the gangway onto the ship, a single gangway, and there's orcs moving around but looking quite tense and well armed. And there was one sitting on the crow's nest. But that's not uncommon. You can see that a lot of these ships are guarded, but I guess because they're orcs, they're big.
What should we do?
Oh,
Should we go ask the orcs? Should we talk to the orcs?
Yeah, let's go. Their own
Bear?
need.
Bear?
Yeah.
Violence is the last option here, okay?
I didn't say anything about violence.
I was just saying.
Okay.
So you say.
Okay.
There's some fucking dirty orc attacks us. I'm gonna attack them right back.
Yeah.
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 I think you're becoming a bad influence on the child.
Bear, you shouldn't say that thing around Borii.
Bloody
Borii.
orcs. Boy, come here. Borii, forget what I just said.
Like a weird uncle.
Let's go mess up some orcs, and she just starts pacing off.
Do you ride around on the bear?
Sometimes.
Okay, let's go.
Hands behind you. So
I'll
you get
drop the rear.
you get close, and as you get down, it's kind of dark. Who's got night vision now? Who's got dark vision?
Me
I
and
do.
Mr. Runkle.
Literally
Mr.
everyone.
Runkle's
other
got dark
than-
vision?
Rather
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's
Even-
in the thing.
Even Mr. Runkle can see.
Yep.
So it's getting dark. It's not completely pitch black yet, and there are a couple of lit torches on the vessel, which make you able to see a little bit. So it's as you get close to it, as you're kind of walking down the pier, like the wharf, basically. And you look down, you can see this huge ship. It's a crudely built orc ship. It's about 90 feet long. It's pretty big. It's battle scarred but seaworthy, and you note that no other ships have moored near it. The sail is currently furled, but the crow's nest holds an orc lookout armed with a short bow. 2 other orcs guard the gangway, and their scowls and jagged swords encourage passers-by to keep on walking anytime they get close. I want everybody roll me a perception check.
Cavs, I have a question also. Just out of curiosity, how far is it from like the shore to the boat? And then also, how far is it from like the water to like where the actual boat is at? I got
Here we
math
go.
going on in my head.
Here we go.
So from the water's edge to the boat is maybe 60 feet, like it's quite a big boat. From the docks all the way to the boat is another 60 feet.
Okay, no problem. Let's check.
Well, yeah. To the gangway is 60 feet. To the actual boat is it's only about 20 feet off the shoreline. But again, it's another like 40 feet up. So it's
Okay.
and as you're looking, you can see. In fact, who rolled over a 20? 20 or above?
I rolled 20.
Theren, your elf eyes, once again looking in the dark, you see like a large orc steps out from beneath the kind of the lower deck onto the upper deck, and he's got this huge frame, and he loudly snorts as he kind of steps up, like shouts at one of the other orcs in Orcish, like and just then keeps like wandering off and pushing another orc, and you can see that there's a kind of tension in them. They're ready.
What did he say?
Do you read it? Do you understand Orcish?
Yes, I do.
He shouts,
I said keep awake. Watch for what's coming. The captain will be back soon. If he sees you slacking, he won't be happy.
Alright. Thanks. Apparently the captain is away from the ship right now.
Yes, we should definitely get on board.
Get on board?
Yes.
Are we
I thought we
just
were here
gonna
to speak
talk
with
to
them.
them?
That's what I'm saying. We
wanna
should go
aboard
walk
the
the
orc
ship.
ship?
I'm gonna head to the loo. Carry on.
I mean, what if Lucius is on board?
What
That's
if
fine,
he's
but how are we gonna get on?
not?
They seem very tense, like something. I don't know.
Well, it's their ship. It's their most valuable piece of property. Of course, they're going to be on edge and guarding it.
Yeah, but the captain wasn't the same tense. The one that I mean, it's the one that when we got here, that boat,
Well, he wasn't the owner of one of the most notorious ships in the area, so no.
Keep making excuses for him.
No, of course I am not making excuses. I just don't think that sneaking aboard their ship is a good idea.
Are you working with the orcs?
No. What?
Okay.
No.
I was
It's a
just
fair
wondering.
question, Boris.
Thanks.
Now you know. It's not. He says he's not.
Who do you work for?
I work for Grandmaster Leoric in Neverwinter.
Okay.
Mouthful.
Master Leoric.
So should we just try to talk to the people out front?
As opposed to,
I don't know, fighting someone or killing someone or sneaking on board.
What are we gonna ask them about? The captain? The Scarbelly, whatever his name was?
Captain Scarborough, yes.
Garbelly. Let's go find Scarbelly.
Maybe we can bribe them for the information.
What are you doing?
Trying to
Absolutely.
figure out
Should we go
how
up?
to approach this.
You go up to the. Let's go talk to them. Let's go ask where the. Yeah, I walk up to the gangplank.
Well, does anyone here speak orc apart from me?
Good question.
Are they? What? They're half orcs, right?
No, orcs.
Are you serious?
Orc, orc.
These guys are huge, hulking, like orcs.
Calm down, Bear. Calm down, Bear. Calm down.
Oi, orcs!
He looks. One of them looks over to you and spits.
You put you no one go.
I huck up. I
Borii, no.
don't know what he said.
Don't spit back. Get behind Mr. Runkle. Just get behind it. Go back.
Lenneth,
I ain't
what did he
afraid
say?
of no orcs.
Lenneth, what did he say?
I don't know. What did he say?
He said,
Oh, you best get out of here, kid. Go on.
He just says that he doesn't want anything to do with us here.
We're looking for Scarbelly.
Yeah.
Bring them Jim one there. Hey, I grow.
the Lenneth. He says that you guys. He basically says you guys best get out of here, and then he calls for aggro, and this big orc begins to step out.
Oh god.
He's got this like jagged tooth that sort of splits up past his lip, and he just kind of.
What do you want? You best clear out of here.
In common?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Go on.
We're just looking for some information on Scarbelly. Do you know where he is?
Anything you gotta do with the captain, you can do with me. I'm aggro, and I'm in charge here. What do you want?
Wouldn't the captain be in charge?
While the captain's away, smart mouth.
Uh-huh.
You did have a smart mouth on you there. I saw it.
Oh.
He spits.
So Scarbelly is your captain.
He's the most violent, most fearful captain on the seas.
I'm sure he is. We just need a word, really. What? This is a part outside of game. What was he related to the?
Lucius Buckwing was on the list. Talk to Lucius Buckwing.
And the Scarbelly was.
He was on the list of Lucius, right?
Yeah, Lucius wanted to speak to him.
Actually, Lucius sent us here.
Oh, is that right? Well, I'll tell you the same thing. I told him. Sod off.
So Lucius was here.
That's right. He was here last week snivelling for an audience with the captain, not unlike your smart-mouthed self.
Sweet.
Perhaps a test of strength to win a chance to speak with the captain.
Can you understand them?
He's speaking common.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought I was speaking Orcish. I'm sorry.
Hey, what? Go to no, what got there?
And the other
There he
orcs
goes.
are like,
Whoa. Test of strength. You against me. With violence.
Pick your weapon.
I don't think you want that.
If you
I don't-
refuse the challenge, then you must lead us to Captain Scarbelly.
Says who?
I have nothing to hold against you apart from your pride and your honor.
roll me a
If you are-
persuasion check.
Yeah, okay.
Bear.
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
17.
Get the
17.
crossbow ready.
It's his mistake to make.
He's like, he looks you up and down for a minute. You see he's an unusual looking orc. This kind of big jagged tooth, and his eyes are kind of these dark yellow spots. He's a strange looking guy.
Hmm. As he's calling for the guys, or whatever he's doing, he just glance to the group and say, obviously he will not show us the way to the captain, so we must bargain with him somehow, and violence is the only thing these creatures understand.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
He's like,
No tricks. Just you and me.
Fair. A simple duel.
Huh? I do. Huh? Are you speaking of the code?
What is this code they're speaking of?
What is the terms of this duel? Do you agree to die if you lose?
Is that part of the code?
No. But it's terms of the duel. Murder ain't allowed on the shore. Except when a duel is agreed in. Is this a duel to the death? Or is you a little bit yeller? Afraid you
Okay.
might lose to the might of this orc.
Can I size him up, Caps? How tough does this orc look compared to the other ones?
roll me an insight check.
Borii, violence is always the last resort.
Jesus. Natural one.
Hard to say. He's. I mean, and it is like you're talking to him about 50 feet away. He's up high. He's silhouetted by what little light is left, kind of piercing through the clouds, like red sky behind him. He gives a very big silhouette. He's clearly bigger than you.
He's
Is he
huge.
like not a giant, but
No. Still classed as medium, but
Okay.
built.
That's
Dude,
good
that
information.
might be a bit.
Does yellow insinuate cowardice?
Ah, that's right. I
Oh.
think he's too cowardly to take me in a true fight. But I'll still
Oh.
fight him, even if I just get to knock him on his ass. It'll still get me moving.
Considering that I
bored
challenged you
anyway.
to the duel, or rather the challenge first, what you say, Hug, holds little weight.
Let's see if you hit hard as you speak.
I agreed to fight you, but not to the death.
Huh. Alright. Wait right there. Weapons? You said anything I choose, yeah?
That is true. One weapon of your choosing and one of mine.
Don't worry. It won't be the ballista.
He taps it on the corner of the ship and walks down, goes below deck for a moment, comes back and steps out onto the boardwalk and steps towards you. And as you get a closer look at him, he looks mean. He's got this orcish built plate mail intersecting dark, jagged steel, and he looks big. He looks really big, and he kind of steps up towards you, a good 1.5 feet taller than you, and he looks down on you and he flexes his muscles for a moment, and you can see there's a slight curl of smoke that just kind of trickles up from where his tooth pokes through, and he says,
So, are we doing it here?
As good a place as any. What is surround us anyway, Cap? Is it like a empty kind of like?
it's the wharf basically, so there's there's a good amount of space between the wooden surface next to the water and what is more dirt next to the buildings on the right, but yeah, there's like at least 30 odd feet between those two places.
Okay. Yeah. This will have to do.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you?
It's just my map doesn't go that far. We'll do it, we'll set it up on the wharf and we'll just, we'll say it's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
So,
So, Bear, who do you think is going to win the fight?
Any good knight can beat some monster.
he calls back, and they're like, and begin to call down, like getting close, and a good few of them are now sort of standing on the edges. That's a bit loud. And you both roll for initiative.
Great. Hey. 20.
He rolls a nat 20.
So we roll again.
No, because he gets a +1, so he has 21, and you have a 20. Oh wait. Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay.
Well done.
So he steps forward. He's like,
This is gonna be over quick.
and he steps forward and brings up his greatsword out of the sheath on his back. He brings it forward and just careers it down towards you. I'm gonna make these rolls public so you can see them.
Okay.
He rolls a 26 to hit.
It's
So you take 12 points of damage, 2 of which is fire damage, as this sword kind of strikes you, and there's a curl of just gentle, like, not, it's still pretty powerful, but it's not devastating heat energy that just trickles off the back of the blade as he strikes.
Yeah.
he lunges forward, like as he hits you with the sword. You take the hit for a moment, like you take a step back, you manage to parry some of it, and as the swords are kind of clinking together, you can see sparks fly off as you're sort of defending his blow, and then he reaches over and attempts to bite you over the top of the sword.
Okay.
My goodness.
Bill.
He rolls a 15 to hit.
Misses.
All right, as he with this snarly tooth, and he just manages to miss you, and he just kind of bears down on you, sword to sword. You're up.
All right. All right. I am going to do
Beregrand, sure about that?
frostbite.
Beregrand shrugs.
Misses.
That's a mean orc.
And I use my bonus action to make one attack. 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
6 points of slashing.
All right. So does he make a Constitution save on there?
Oh yeah, actually it is. Yeah, it's a DC, not a hit. Yeah, roll.
All right.
I thought it was a hit.
He rolls 21 on the con
shit.
save.
Succeeds.
As you kind of reach forward and this frost curls out, this sort of wisping ice energy that freezes the air around it, and he just kind of recoils for a moment, and it frosts over him. He's this huge guy, and you can see that it starts to curl across the side of his face. He's got a sort of an orcish plate mail on, and there's frost that curls across the side of it, but it misses him mostly. He takes 6 slashing damage though, is that right?
Yeah, and he has Eldritch Strike on him, so he disadvantage the next spell save.
All right.
That's it for me.
Okay, as you hit him, he uses Unbridled Fury and rolls an attack with advantage. 28 to hit.
Jeez. Yeah, it's
14 points of damage as he
He
reels
has
back.
disadvantage.
Does he get disadvantage on the next attack?
no. He gets disadvantage on the next spell save.
Right.
Ah, okay.
As he reels back and he slams the blade into you, you take a
God.
staggered step backwards.
Boy, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, boy.
Having struck you, he leaps forward, tries to bear down on you and grab you to bite you.
Duck!
Rolls an 18 to hit.
I'm gonna use my reaction to parry. That's my blade master feat.
All right, spinning around, you catch his jaws with your blade, and he bites down on the edge of the sword. Blood begins to trickle down his jaw as he's biting on the end of it. He releases, swings around, and attempts to greatsword you in the gut from the side. He rolls a 20.
Just. It's a 10 on everything. Jesus.
Yeah.
This is not good.
That's okay.
10 slashing and 6 fire damage, 16 damage. As you're kind of getting into fight with this guy, you can see that he is an extremely powerful opponent. He's meaty,
roll.
he's enormous, this huge greatsword, and there's as he hits you, those beady yellow eyes turn red, and there's trails of smoke that begin to fold up his and collect in his helmet and move around with him. You're up.
Alright. Gonna bonus action and second wind.
All right.
10 plus 12. Get back 9.
Come on, Templar! You can
Yeah.
Attack him. 23.
23 hits.
Go Iffy!
7. Second attack 19.
Yeah,
Yeah, that also hits. So
Okay. And
7
third
slashing
hit.
on the first,
that's it.
9 on the second.
Uh,
Natural 20!
And that one will be 13 on the last one. So 13, 9, and 7.
Do you not get another attack?
Oh, I just used my 3.
Oh, you second winded,
And-
not. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
So how much is that in total?
I will give you. Using my calculator or something else.
Hey, Cortana.
29.
Thank you.
29, thank you. Jesus Christ. As you, great sword in hand, like you take the hit to the side, blood begins to trickle down, you feel the pain, you shake it off, you push the sword away and just start wailing on it. Bam, bam, one from the right, one from the left, and a massive overhand hit. He takes 2, one from each side. You can see kind of, and he grabs up the great sword and manages to parry the third attack, but it comes down onto his shoulder anyway, unable to kind of match your strength with the blow, and it digs in deep into his shoulder and his collarbone, and he's like holding it, and he looks over at you, and a little bit of blood trickles from his chin, and he's like, good. Any more for any more?
Oh, that's my turn.
He uses Unbridled Fury as his reaction and makes a greatsword attack. Oh, with advantage. My bad. Let's do that again. 20 to hit.
Reaction, I'm gonna cast shield.
Nice. As he pushes the blade you held on him off, you manages to prise it off with his blade, swings it around and strikes at your side as you reach out with your hand, and this shimmering field just erects around you, and it reflects off the edge of the shield. Very nice. And he then attacks twice. Another attack with the greatsword. With a 20 to hit, but it doesn't get through the shield. And oh, that's not right. It's not another attack with the greatsword.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, don't count that. It's supposed to be a bite attack. 19 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
All right. In which case, you're up. As he kind of smashes against the shield, tries to bite at it, and it just you can see him just wailing on the end of the shield, 4 feet away from you. You can just see him sparks showering off the side of the shield.
Okay.
Maximum fury.
I'm gonna action surge. And I'm gonna make 6 attacks.
As he steps back.
28.
28 hits.
First one misses. 5. Third one. 21.
That hits.
And
Oh,
fourth. 21 again.
that hits.
9.
And the 5th attack. 18.
That hits.
And the last attack. 22.
That hits.
So
Oh my
5 out of
God.
6 hit.
You have to calculate that. I did
Yeah.
all
He's
the damage,
doing it!
but you have to do it.
5 plus
Ah,
16.
don't worry,
plus
lads. This one is in the bag.
12 plus 5 plus 8. 46 points of damage.
Oh, as you just think about your charge and your duty and now your honor, as you dive forward and just this flurry of strikes, bam, 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 just left and right. The people on the the orcs kind of take a deep breath as they watch their the guy that's in charge of them being pushed back across the dock. He's taking a step back, trying to parry each attack, and they catch him off guard. Blood smattering across the this black blood trickling from his armor. He's like, "Ugh, rah!" And he just now goes into a complete frenzy as he reaches forward with his greatsword and attempts to strike you with advantage using Unbridled Fury. 27 to hit.
It's
14 points of damage off that one.
How you looking, buddy?
yeah.
Okay.
How does is it possible to use absorb elements before or after the attack? You tell me the attack hits.
I don't know actually. I think you'd have to know that it was elemental, right? So I think you
Well,
can
there's
use
fire
it.
damage on it, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Then as a reaction, it's not going to help me much, but as a reaction, cast absorb elements.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1 damaged. Yeah. Okay. So I took the damage. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so you take the strike, you try and absorb some of the flame energy from the attack and store it in your blade. Your blade has this gentle red glow to it now as you like consider smashing him with it.
How are they looking, Cabs? Like, does one look rougher than the other one?
I'm not sure how the 5th Templar looks, but this big guy aggro is looking. He's looking bloodied. Like he's starting to. After that last strike, he's now starting to look a bit bloodied.
Okay.
Nice. Get him, metal man.
Right, go ahead. Oh, sorry, no.
Okay, he strikes for 22.
Yes.
So that's 11 slashing and 3 fire damage.
So, does the resistance kick in now?
Up until the start of your next turn. So yeah, it's already kicked in. So you didn't take 5 from last one. You took 3, and this one you take 2.
Okay.
Uh,
Alright. So it's 13 damage on the ultimate. On
yeah.
that one. Okay.
And then he like takes 2 swings, bam, bam, and then he just
Goodbye.
in this complete fury, just drops his greatsword to one side in one hand and just tries to grab you with his other hand and chomp into your throat. Like he just, this huge face maw opens up and he bites down on you, and deals.
I cover Boree's eyes.
Oh shit! 13 points of piercing damage and 5 points of fire damage because of the resistance.
Okay.
Chomps down, he bites into you, and you're like, as he's right on your throat, trying to hold him back with one hand, greatsword in the other. What do you want to do?
Good question. So, I'm trying to figure out how this Eldritch Strike is still in effect or not. Yeah, it does. Okay. I did hit him. Then I'm gonna cast. Scorching Ray on him. 27 to hit on the first beam. Crit 27.
Holy shit! Nice roll. Yes.
I probably do the spell again because 3 beams, so I have to roll for each beam. Another crit
Whoa!
and 12.
Okay, so the 12 misses, but 2 fucking crits. Roll
Whoa.
for damage.
All right, so that's 18 on the first one, and 16 on the second one.
So that's what, 30. 18 plus 16. Fuck, I can't even work it out.
34.
34.
Fire damage.
As you kind of, with your greatsword in your right hand, trying to reach up and push him off with your left, you summon all the eldritch energy, and like the guys watch you for the first time. They can see beneath this helm on your head, these eyes just begin to burst blue, and light kind of begins to stream out from the slit for your eyes. And you summon this flame energy into your hand, and poof, it blasts forward and strikes him in the throat. And you can see him take a step back from the impact, and they reach forward again, and take a second strike. This beam of energy strikes him in the chest. He staggers back another couple of steps. You take a third strike, and he manages to get his blade in front of it, and manages to parry the blast as it spears off the blade and strikes the water, hissing as it strikes. You can see him rasping, desperately trying to catch his breath. His blade in hand. Because it was Scorching Ray, he doesn't get Unbridled Fury. Is that the end of your turn?
As a bonus action, I cast Shield of Faith on myself. That's it.
He just screams out, and he just starts rushing forward, and his orcish nature starts to come out as he's not running but bounding forward, almost on all fours, scrambling towards you, grabs up his greatsword in 2 hands, takes a swing, and just swings at you with everything he's got. 27 to hit.
It's
9 slashing damage and 2 fire damage.
okay. All right.
And he kind of, great sword, just like as he hits you with it, he just kind of grabs you with his other hand and just tries to take a bite out of your face and shoulder as best he can. He rolls a 13 to hit.
No.
as you manage to kind of bring the sword across and just catch his jaws. He's like trying to munch down on it, like he's completely feral at this point. You're just holding him back with your greatsword. Paladin against orc. It's freaking classic Warcraft. What do you want to do? You're up.
All right.
How many hit points you got left? Can I ask?
I have 29.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my cantrip Green Flame Blade,
All right. You take a step back.
which misses,
It bursts into flame. You take a swing at him, and it
and as a bonus
just
action,
whiffs.
I'll take a swing. 23 to hit.
In response to your strike, he's gonna do a greatsword attack with advantage using Unbridled Fury. Just
Do I
with-
get? Oh,
yeah,
I
you
didn't
hit.
hit him.
Like you hit as well with the soul sword. So, so soul sword, you hit with that attack. He's gonna attack in response to that. Yeah, green flame blade didn't hit him, so he doesn't get Unbridled Fury. Good point. 8 damage.
Yeah.
He rolls a nat 20 on the great sword attack.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Yeah.
is that? Yes. I mean,
What's that? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23?
Okay.
How many hit points you got left?
I've got 6.
He's like exasperated and knackered. Have you got any more?
Good question. Shield effect is still active, so I am done. Yeah, I think that's all I've got.
He's like, takes a swing.
But you crit again. That's not fair.
19 to hit. That misses, doesn't it? With Shield of Fate.
Yeah, it does. It does actually. Yeah.
It hits. Does it
It
hit?
misses. It
It
misses.
misses.
Yeah, I have AC
He
20 with
Takes the
Shield.
swing and it cuts across your chest, and this radiant energy just ripples into place. It's Eldritch energy, and it just kind of deflects the blast. The sparks fly, and he just kind of like he throws down his greatsword and just leaps at you with his jaws open. Just leaps on top of you. He rolls a 13 to hit.
I sidestep out of the way.
Okay. He lands, like just lands hard, like he hits the wooden ground hard, and it takes him a moment to catch himself. And in that moment, he's done. He's got nothing more. You're up.
Okay. As I sidestep out of the way, I'm going to swing my sword at him 3 times. 25 to hit.
25 hits.
14 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
As he sidesteps, since I'm not going to kill him. As I sidestep, I take the pommel of my sword and I just bash it in the back of his skull. As he's like in the motion going past me.
As he lands, you spin the blade in your hand and bam, pommel him in the back of the head. And you hear this thunk, and he just hits the ground. You just hear the orcs like inhale breath for a moment.
And I turn and I stand like this, totally fucked in front of the boat. Captain Scarbelly, if you please.
I step up behind him and he.
You kill me?
What?
You kill me?
Killed you.
I can't kill him.
I kill him. I finish him off.
Yes!
I'm an orc now. I'm with these guys. Level 3. That's 6. Wait, that do it right?
The 8 plus wisdom, yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 plus 1.
Ouch.
I feel the energy like radiate into my lower back and start to spread as Beregrand steps forward, and I turn and my free hand on his shoulder, and it's like I almost lean on you a little bit. Thank you, Master Dwarf.
I'll do it again.
Aw.
Aw.
There you go. That's more like it.
That's better.
17.
I suddenly feel slightly less fucked.
As your wounds begin to heal.
You're
the
right, F.
orcs. Oh, sorry. Come on.
You're right, F.
I actually just let go of the sword, let it fall. I've had better days,
I can see.
but it's not as bad as Corbear.
Yeah, nothing can be quite that bad. Whiskey?
Water.
Still.
Alright, guys, what happens next?
The orcs like begin to they draw swords, and then you just hear this one orc on the top of the crow's nest. He calls down, and Lenneth, you understand, he says,
You fight with honor. The captain will come soon.
and then he commands the orcs to go out, and a few of them come out. They pick up this huge guy between 5 of them. One of them picks his greatsword, and they begin to cart him inside.
Think that was a success. Because the captain's gonna come soon that you fought with honor.
I take my helmet off and place it on a crate, and I just rub my face. Good. Good.
It's only about an hour before the captain begins to make his way back.
So it's a short rest, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, you get a short rest. you take a short rest.
Okay. Just short resting here, no worries.
The captain approaches the dock. You can see he looks, even from the distance, you can see he looks frustrated, like he's kicking his feet. It's like, you can see he's irritated. And he begins to walk up towards the boat, and he's quite a big guy himself. He's wearing this orcish mail that exposes his belly, and you can see that there's this huge scars just all over his gut. He looks like a built orc himself, and he passes you saying nothing and begins to walk onto the ship. The orc that was in the crow's nest steps down and speaks to him, and you can hear this kind of almost fight that takes place on the deck of the ship. Fury and frustration coming forth. And ultimately, the orc steps out, not the captain. He steps out and he comes out onto the deck, and he says,
Walking, I don't walk around your scarbelly.
and Lenneth, you understand that he says that the captain will see one of you.
The captain will only see one of us.
Oh.
Tricky.
Well, if we did win the battle fair and square, so maybe you should go.
Very well.
Does he talk orc? Or common?
Lenneth, perhaps you ask if the captain speaks the common.
I asked if the captain speaks common in orc.
No, you gotta do it in the orc voice.
Yeah.
I don't do orc voice. I can't do that.
You're not a translator. You're a phony. Yeah, okay.
He says,
I'm a phony orc.
you say it in like the most, like the very in high common accent. You're like, what? Yeah, what? And he's just like,
Walking common, yeah.
he agrees. He says, yeah, he speaks common.
Yeah. He does.
I just put my helmet on my side and I turn to the group. Decided then? I shall go. Very well.
Be
Saying
nice.
I should, of course. I mean, no intention to die upon a ship. Is there anything I should ask him that perhaps you would like to know, in addition to what we're already here for? Then I put my hand up to the boat in front of the orc and gesture, gently, just.
He just kind of begins to walk onto the ship.
I follow him.
As you step up, all of the orcs look at you. You can feel their eyes on you as you walk past, and like you even see one of them kind of nod gently in your direction as you step past. You enter into the bow of the ship, like low, deep inside, and then ultimately you get into the back of the ship, and the captain's waiting in his quarters. And you open up, and it's a relatively small quarters. There's a writing desk that's kind of got writing implements on it, though even you can see that his writing is not strong. And he he looks to you, and as you look, you can see that there's in the room in particular, there is apart from the desk, there is a large chest. It's thin, slender, but extremely long, and it doesn't like it belongs here. It's out of place, and it's in the corner of the room. Beyond that, there's this extremely huge bed that's in there, ridiculous. Kind of looks a bit plush. You're kind of like, that's weird. But he's got, as you look at him, he has these two tusks that go up his face. He's missing his nose. It's just like a cavernous hole. Orcs don't have much of one anyway, but this has been clearly kind of either imploded or damaged. He's bald on top, but he's got these long pointed orcish ears with two kind of hoop earrings in, and long braided orcish black hair that trails down his back. He's wearing otherwise like a relatively simple like tunic and a cape and boots and trousers, and he's just kind of sat in a chair where there's a small table in the room, and he's like,
Good one, look. Hey. Well, you don't speak Orcish then. Come, sit down.
Thank you, Captain. Is it just me and him in the room?
The other orc sort of closes the door and leaves them to it as the captain kind of nods to him.
All right, I take my helmet off and I place it on the chair or on something next to me, and I sit down.
Takes quite a warrior to take down aggro. It's been a long time since I've seen him off his feet.
He fought valiantly.
You're stronger than you look. So,
Thank you.
you have earned yourself some time. What is it that you want?
I will not waste your time, Captain. My friends and I are tasked with tracking down and finding a friend of ours, Lucius Buckwing. We were told that he came to you.
Yeah, he came.
He goes over and he grabs a couple of like small tankards and pours like this rum into them and puts them on the table and puts one in front of you. He says, yeah,
Lucius came to us not long ago. He was a strange man.
So I've heard.
I recognized him immediately. He'd been on the bloody vengeance 4 years ago. The librarian bought me a drink, asked many questions. When he came 2 days ago, he asked so many questions about what he'd done while he was here. Said he didn't remember nothing. He'd been right here. I don't know how he don't remember. He spent a long time with us. He paid me well, an handsome sum, some might say, to travel with us, observe us, take notes. It was weird. Everyone found it strange, but his money was good. He stayed out of the way during raids. After a few months, he moved on. And that was the last I saw of him until a few days ago when he came back claiming not to know nothing. Asked me what he'd done here. What he'd spent all that time on this boat doing. Weird guy.
He had no memory of his time with you.
Nah. He was a different man too. When he came with the money 4 years ago, he was like confident. He was bold. Not many people come right up to me. But he did. Bought me a drink. He
That
was
is peculiar.
strange man. But when he came back, he was nervous, haggard, didn't look right.
You're right. So during his time with you, during the raiding, he didn't take anything. He didn't find anything and claim it as his own, or you gave him nothing out of the ordinary, nothing magical, perhaps.
No. All he was interested in is watching, taking notes on what we did. Like he ain't seen no pirating before.
I see.
A proper scholar, but like none I've ever met.
He mentioned nothing of his studies or his purpose. He simply just took notes.
No, he mentioned he was going travelling. He wanted to see more. After he's left us, I didn't see him again for a long time. No one saw him again for a long time. Guessing he went travelling.
Perhaps I don't mean to pry, Captain, but where was the last place you stopped, if you can remember, when he was with you, before you dropped him off?
It was one of the islands. We tend to spend a lot of time in the waters raiding, and when it's not good, we tend to go to the islands and look for stuff we can sell. Except for recently, we went for a commission. But no, when he was with us, we went to we went to go to the Isle of Oman, as I remember.
Okay. Did you find anything particularly useful at Isle of Oman apart from your usual treasure?
None of the treasure that comes out of those places is usual. Not since the Formorians got there. Oman's got a portal to the Feywild, some say.
Okay.
And now it's coated in strange Fey giants. Not a place you want to go without a good group of men at your back. But yeah, we found some interesting stuff. He paid us handsomely for it, actually. But I don't know where it is now. He didn't have it with him when he came back.
Sorry, Cap. So what exactly is it? It was an item, you said?
Yeah, an item. He's got an amulet of sorts. Didn't seem to have much except historic value. He said he wanted it. I said he can have it. We ain't interested in history. We're interested in magic.
Of course. I believe he might have lied to you, Captain.
Lied to me how?
It just seems rather strange for a man to face down just, fearsome orcs such as yourself and then suddenly return a coward and, quite honestly, a wimp.
Who knows? Maybe you're right. He did seem very different.
I see. Well, I suppose he didn't say anything before you tossed him off the boat when he was here a few days ago.
No, he didn't. But I didn't give him much time. I've got business here in town. Until that's done, and he looks over at the chest in the corner of the room. He's like, until that's done, I don't want no distractions.
Something perhaps we can help you with. You mentioned something about a commission.
Yeah.
The locals have mentioned that you've been marooned here for quite some time.
Not marooned. We're waiting.
My apologies.
Kenzil, the wizard Kenzil. He asked us to recover this star from the Isle of Gwyneth. It's the southernmost Isle of Moonshade.
Okay.
He wanted a staff. We found it.
But?
Cost us some. And we brought it back And now Kenzil's not around. I'm waiting for him. Hopefully he's gonna turn up. He's been promising me a king's ransom for this thing.
Kensil, does he perhaps work for the temple? Temple of
I've
Ogden?
no idea who he is.
Hmm.
But his money was good. And again, it's all that matters.
Did Kensil accompany you on this trip for the staff, or did he stay here?
Nah. He paid us, we went. We came back, he ain't turned up.
Okay. Alright. I want to begin to wonder if some of the magical items that are out on these islands are cursed.
I don't know nothing about that. Gold's the only thing that matters to me.
Of course.
Looking after my men.
Admiral of you.
I think your time might be up.
As it is, I stand up and put my helmet back on. Thank you for the drink, Captain. And I turn to leave.
Alright. You step out, and there's an orc waiting, and he escorts you back to land.
Okay. I pack up the party now, or?
Yeah, ultimately,
Okay.
you guys watch as the 5th Templar steps back and rejoins you.
And I naturally impart everything I learned. That is a whole lot of stuff to share.
That's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot.
Ultimately, it doesn't quite help as much as you did not actually spend much time here with the captain a few days ago. All we have to go on is the fact that he was given an amulet 4 years ago, and that's it. Perhaps the amulet was being kept in that glass case back at his home.
Maybe.
Maybe a guile might know more about it.
Yes, we need to go to the temple anyway, maybe.
Yeah. I have the feeling that maybe there's something with these magical items that might be off. We should be cautious.
So do we
What
head
do you
up
want to
the
do?
temple?
What time is it?
It's late now. It's night at this point.
Maybe we should just head to the inn and continue the search tomorrow, maybe.
Did the Scholar's Quill have rooms?
It did.
Maybe we should just head back.
Yeah, let's try there.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
Okay. So you step back through the town. It's starting to get a bit quieter. You can see people are still carting a lot of things around, still goods coming in. And you walk through town and ultimately arrive back in the Temple District. Temple District? The...
Yeah.
Is it called the Temple District? I don't think it is.
Wasn't it the conclusion?
It is the Temple District. And ultimately find yourself back at the Scholar's Quill. The you step inside and they're still serving drinks in the ground floor.
I'll have 6 beers, please.
I'll have a water.
I really want to see that scene from The World's End. What?
What? Desi sees you coming in and she nods, and one of the serving maids, a halfling, begins to sort of cart drinks to you and sort of gestures you to go to a table and pants them down. And she says, "Are you alright? You look like you've had quite an evening."
Well, he has.
I drink from my water skin.
I'm Rain, by the way. I'll be your server for this evening, and you know, if you need me, just call.
Thanks, Reen.
Can I get you
Still
anything?
serve food?
Oh no, food is at sunset sharp. Breakfast at
Anything
sunrise,
left over?
dinner at sunset. Sorry?
Anything left over? Any bar snacks? Anything?
Bread.
It's a very hard and fast rule. I'm not. I'll get into trouble if I can get you some food. Desi gets very. This is the rule. So, afraid we can't really
Okay.
serve you food.
What kind of
I get
rule
up and
is
walk to
this?
the bar.
Like, if we're gonna put, is this like some city rule pirate thing that we've heard all day about
Oh no,
everything?
no, this is just Desi. Desi being Desi. She really
Right.
likes them rules and makes sure that everybody gets fed and dinner is set and so pay for the cook when we need the cook.
So we're not allowed to pay for the food to
Where's
get
Desi?
your business.
Well, I mean, I suppose I could have a bit of a word with her if
I'm looking for Desi at the bar.
You head up to the bar and you find Desi there, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Ah, good to see you again. Rain was just telling out my compatriots that food is not served after sunset.
No.
Could I persuade you, perhaps, with money, to serve perhaps bread or whatever leftovers there are from dinner?
Roll me a persuasion check.
And I put 5 gold coins on the counter at the same time.
Those 5 gold coins are the only reason you're not getting disadvantage.
I rolled 10.
10. She's like, she takes a single gold coin off the top of the pile, and she's like, "That's for the offense." And then she pushes the other 4 coins back to you.
Take my gold coins and just say, very well then. Go back to the table.
Maybe we should take our business somewhere else then that actually serves food.
I start opening rations.
Rain is
Yeah.
like, she's like, maybe I could have a word with the chef. See if I can get something rustled up for you. Just quiet, like under the table.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe I could do that for you.
Okay, I take the 4 coins off and push towards her.
Thank you. She kind of pockets them, and she nips off to go and find you something.
Well, it's been quite a day, hasn't it?
Yeah. I start cleaning the blood off my greatsword.
It's like, it's slick with black blood.
Mm.
How you doing, Borii?
I'm okay, thanks.
I
Getting
tired.
tired?
Are you sleeping?
I get a little cushion out of the bag of holding and just put it next to her.
Like an interior designer. They have stools, they have chairs, they have curtains. What season do you like?
Curl up with Runkle.
Sure you won't have a drink here? He's not listening.
Who?
If
If they
Not my name. As I take a sip from my water skin.
come on, Iffy.
I assure you, alcohol won't be necessary, but I appreciate the offer.
Ah, he's hopeless.
Yep. You did well though.
Thank you.
Ultimately, she returns with what looked like kind of roasted potatoes that have been like roasted over a fire.
Potatoes.
And she brings them in little bowls and kind of sequesters them to you. She's like, I hope that'll do.
Thank you.
Oh, thank the gods.
I get some dried rations out of my bag as well and divvy them out.
Make sure Borii has enough to eat.
Oh,
Oh.
so cute.
Or he's like sleep eating.
Yeah.
So weird. So here we are, Caps, eating roasted potatoes, rations, and water/rum/beer.
Yeah. You go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you go sleepy night time, and day breaks, and you kind of come downstairs. It's really, really quiet in the bar. There's a half-elf barmaid who you haven't met before, and she's currently cleaning the place, getting ready for the morning.
Good morning.
She's like, "Hello, sir. Breakfast will be very shortly served if you'd like it."
Yes, that'd be fantastic. Would hate to miss
Yes,
the
thank you.
appointed breakfast.
Good. It's good. Please be seated.
My stomach rumbles and I lean in. What is being served for breakfast, by the way?
We have fish. It's a flat fish, and it's being cooked on an open fire out back. And there's going to be served with, as far as I remember, eggs. Is that right? I have no idea. Something like that. But it's very good. You have to trust the chef. The chef kind of has to work with whatever's fresh in the morning.
Very well.
Sounds pretty amazing.
I sit down and get the great sword on the table and start polishing it.
By the breakfast table.
Not served yet. We gotta wait for 9 o'clock sharp McDonald's time. Breakfast is over. Oh,
Too late. Come back
hash browns
tomorrow.
for you.
So sunrise happens, and they bring out fish, and it's like a lemon sole, and they bring it out with like it's got herbs and lemon seasoning, and it's doesn't have eggs. She has no idea what she's talking about, and but it's served up, and it's good. It's good. At least if you like fish. But I guess you're in this town, you're gonna have to like fish. Like,
Yeah.
you see
Just
any
look at
livestock anywhere? No.
Look at everyone and go, this is not enough sustenance for our troubles.
So where do you think we should start today?
The temple. Right?
Yeah, it's probably the best bet.
Yeah. Go ask about the amulet as well.
Yeah. Speak to High Priest Theren?
Let's
The,
see.
the name you said? How do you pronounce it? High
Theren?
Priest
Theren?
Thorin.
Thorin.
Oh, I don't know why I put Hiron. Or
Or Milos. He was the
High
High
Librarian
Librarian.
Milos. Or some guy called Norton.
Just go.
Finish our pan-seared fish and go to the temple.
Okay. You head out into the early morning sun. It's cold. It's a cold morning. You bundle up as you head across town. It's not far away. Just a few short blocks to the temple. It's an impressive structure from outside, and its vaulted frame soars up 100 feet easily. Large bronze doors stand open, revealing a tiled atrium. And as you kind of poke your head inside, you can see that the statues of the god indicate that this chamber is the center of worship. But as you step inside, you can see balconies lined with books reach all the way to the frescoed ceiling. It looks like as much like a library as a temple, and there are rows of silent scholars working in the balconies that kind of attest to that, really. As you step in, a young man approaches you, and he says, "Hello, I'm Norton. Welcome to the temple. I'm a novice here. How can I be of assistance on this fine day?"
I elbow Theren.
Yes. Yes, Templar.
Yeah, hello. And who might you be?
Is he talking to me or is he talking to?
Yeah, he's
Us.
talking to you as he kind of is you.
Oh,
nudged him.
Hey, I am Theren Moongazer.
Theren, very good to meet you. My name is Norton. He leans out a hand.
I reach my hand out.
You shake it, but his is like a loosey sort of wet fish type grip.
Oh no.
And he's like,
Oh god.
"Welcome, welcome on such a fine day. What brings you to the temple? I have not seen any of you before."
Well, we are in search of, let's say, an old friend of ours. Lucius, is he here?
Lucius, no, I haven't seen him in a number of days. He's an excellent librarian. Would miss him when he's not here. I haven't seen him.
Well, where is he?
I'm afraid I don't know. He should be here. He'll be in trouble when he returns, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Yes.
Why will he be in trouble?
Well, he's a scholar. He's due at the temple. He should be here. All the scholars are expected to submit scholarly works and to work here as studying the artifacts and studying the ancient tomes that make up this library.
I see. So ditching his duty, basically.
Yeah.
Well, we were looking for Milos as well. Is there any chance we can talk to him?
Yes, of course. I'm sure that I can. I'm sure that we can find him. Would you wait here, and I'll see if I can locate him for you.
Sure.
Let's go scan the room. Anyone's watching us.
Roll me a perception check as he begins to walk off. And
What a beautiful library. 11.
it is beautiful. These rows of books on particularly on those balconies. You can see a lot of scholars up there in robes. A lot of them have glasses and they're kind of scanning. It takes about 6 or 7 minutes as you're waiting for the man to come back, and he ultimately comes back, and in tow there is an older gentleman. He must be maybe in his late 50s. He's got white hair that's relatively cropped on top and that folds back a little bit to the back. He has a sort of dour expression, like heavy set wrinkles, and these horn-rimmed spectacles, and long black robes. And as he approaches, he looks to you, he's like, "Yes, please come with me. I would be happy to have an audience with you. I do not have long. Follow me."
Click follow.
Follow me.
He leads you just down a passage to the right, a couple of doors down, and he opens, and there's a small study in there. It doesn't look like an office, more of a kind of receiving room of sorts. And he opens the door, he steps in and sits behind a desk at the other end of the room. There's a large tome on the table, and he kind of closes it and pushes it to one side and folds his hands in front of him. He says, "Yes, please, have a seat."
I sit
I
down.
remain standing.
Is
My
anyone
name
else with
is-
us, or is it just me and?
Well, what did the others do? Did they go, or did they
Yeah, I
stay?
think I go in there too. Yeah.
Borii?
I think I'd probably wander off just looking for stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I would feel obligated to stay and watch her then.
Trying to find these artifacts.
You begin wandering around the temple. Started
Yeah, me and Borii going to treasure hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
the sort of prayer area, this large space on the ground floor, looks like it's for religious worship, and there's the huge statue to Ogma and kind of rows of seating and religious sort of iconography and embossing on the walls. There's 2 doors, one at the back on the right that everyone went through, and one at the back on the left, and there's no other exit that you can see out of the room.
Alright.
So, and for these guys who are in the room with Milos, he kind of takes a seat and kind of crosses his hands over his desk and asks you what it is that you want to know.
Well, we are looking into why Lucius hasn't come back to perform his scholarly duties here in the temple. So we were wondering if you have any information that could lead us to him, or where you last saw him, or anything that can be of help, really.
Well, Lucius is an excellent librarian, though he made several poor choices in his time. He was away from the temple a good 4 years, but returned last year. He has not been here in a couple of days, and I do not know where he is. Although he had appeared increasingly strange, he began asking some very strange questions. The High Priest himself had a talk with the man, but it seemed to do no good.
What kind of questions did he ask?
He looks at you and
If you don't mind.
he adjusts the horn rimmed spectacles on his nose. He says,
He was asking about his activities in the temple of the time leading up to his expulsion, as if he weren't here himself. No one needs to be reminded that Lucius violated the sanctum, but he would not let it rest.
Did Lucius ever wear an amulet?
he has a strange expression on his face when you say that. He says,
When Lucius returned, he had acquired a very interesting library of books during his worldly travels. He offered to donate them and the amulet to the temple as a penance, and it's what got him back into the temple. He was only accepted because of that item and his extensive collection.
Did anyone examine the amulet when it was given to you? Was it magical in nature?
No.
Insight check. I'm thinking it's going to be a 10. I'm hoping for an 11 though. But a 3 will do fine.
no idea. He adjusts his spectacles and the light reflects off the surface of them. He says,
No, it was not magical, this item. It was seemingly of significance, though. It was not of this world. The language inscribed upon it was not one that I recognized. The scholars are studying it now, as they are his own texts that he wrote.
Lady Vermilion is a relatively skilled scholar in her own right and his extensive array of languages that she has acquired in her studies. Perhaps she could help. I'm sure the information garnered from the item could serve the Temple of Ogma quite well.
No. Our collection cannot be viewed by those who are not members of the temple, who do not work here. I will not permit you access.
Well,
Could Thorian grant us access?
The High Priest is very busy and does not have time for such banal matters as this. I will not take it to him. I am his eyes and ears here, and I say no.
very well. If the disappearance of your scholars is of no concern to you, then perhaps we will find another way to help, if you will not take it.
There is no evidence of foul play. We do not have the resources to mount search parties for every librarian who fails to come into work. I'm sure he's sleeping off a hangover somewhere.
Well, we are the search party, and you didn't have to pay anything to try to find him in the first place. Shouldn't that be a good thing for you?
What is it that you want exactly?
We just wish to find him.
If you do, send him home.
I stand up and head towards the door. And I turn back and say that magic is a fickle mistress. I suggest you wield it carefully.
He kind of looks up to you and he says, "Do not lecture me on magic. I am a priest of this temple, a high scholar. I dare say I know more about the art than you."
That may be true, but you know far less than the Wizards of Neverwinter, and I bid you good day. And I, cool guy, walk out of there.
Ah, cool guy.
So meanwhile, what does Borii get up to? While Lenneth is still in the room. I wanted to kind of jump back momentarily.
Yeah.
Borii is hanging out with the monk. And where are the other two? Where's old
I'm with them as well.
and Beregrand?
Borii.
Everyone loves Borii. She's like the charisma of the group. Okay, so
She's got no charisma.
the four of you in the kind of in this lower kind of atrium, I suppose, this temple base. All of the libraries are up on upper floors on these kind of balconies because there's no upper floors. It's all just this huge temple, but the balconies are where the library is. What do you want to do?
Just go looking for artifacts.
Okay. So you get a sense in the terms of the layout of the place that you're going to have to go through one of those two doors at the back of the room and maybe go upstairs. Like, that seems to be where the good stuff is.
Okay, well I go through the door that they didn't go through.
All right. As you approach, you can see that there is a monk or a scholar of sorts standing at the door kind of for this purpose, like to watch and make sure that nobody comes through. He watches you as you kind of begin to approach, and it makes you hesitate for a moment. What do you want to do?
I don't know that it does make me hesitate for a moment.
I regretted it as soon as I said it.
I kind of feel like Borii wouldn't even like notice. Even if she noticed the man, she wouldn't be bothered with what he was doing. She's just like, oh, I'm gonna go through this door.
As you step up, he's like, whoa, little one. What are you doing?
I'm going this way.
Nope, no. Is your mother or father around? Oh, are you her mother and father?
Yes.
The monk is like, oh, good. Perhaps you'd like to explain to her that I'm afraid some areas of the temple are off limits for those who aren't members of the temple. I'm terribly sorry. Don't mean to be a pain. I know she's inquisitive at this age. He kind of ruffles your hair.
I mean, we came a long way to come here. Can we just pop in for 10 seconds?
He looks. He looks down at you. Roll me a persuasion check.
It's like going to Disney World. It's like, oh, you don't have enough for the ticket. Well, we came all the way from Orlando.
It's 11.
He's like, I'm afraid I can't let you through. I will be in so much trouble. We don't really do tours or anything like that. So sorry.
While that's going on, is there anything that, like, bookcases or anything that I can, like, pull something off and make a distraction?
As you're kind of scanning around, there's chairs and there are, like, a few offerings at the front of the temple that have a few trinkets in. They look like scholarly artifacts, but, like, you could try and kind of tip over that bowl.
Yeah, I'll try and knock something over.
Alright, so you kind of knock it over and it rattles to the ground. There's this kind of clattering noise. You notice that a good few of the scholars kind of turn and look down into the atrium. And he turns, he's like, oh, excuse me, my dear, excuse me, no. And he kind of thinks about what to do. He's like,
can I, like, turn around and knock something else over? Like,
no, please, so sorry. Please wait here. Don't go anywhere. I need to. Excuse me, miss. And he just kind of begins to stroll over towards you to find out what the fuck you're doing.
Go through the door.
Unhesitant, you go through. Who's going with you? Anyone?
I feel like I should try and stop. I feel like I should maybe try and. I don't know. Okay, fine, I'll go with her. Whatever.
The weird uncle goes with with Borii. You head around the side and it arcs to the right and you keep going. There's a few rooms on either side and there's a bigger door at the end. Do you want to go through the small rooms or the big door?
Big door.
You kind of hurry up to the end, spanner in your pocket, and you. What did you ask the bear to do?
Stand guard at the door.
Okay. Which wait, this door?
The door we just went through.
Okay. He kind of sits in the doorway. So you head to the big door. You test it. It's not locked. You push it open and you enter. There's this large room that you can see a spiral staircase on the left and the end that seems like open plan spiral staircase that you can just walk straight up and it ends up on the upper 2 floors. On the floor that you're at, you can see that there are like tomes on the wall, some scrolls, mostly books on all of the walls here, and there are a couple of display cases at the back, sort of in the middle of the back.
What's in the display case?
You kind of look around. It's lucky there's no one here, but you imagine it's not going to be long. You hurry towards the back and take a look in the display cases, and you see in them there are 2 books. You cannot read them. Like, even the cover is just in this kind of bizarre language that you cannot understand. It looks like each case has enough room for 2 of these tomes, and 2 of them are missing, and you can see the void where they should be there, and there are 2 that are still there.
I just see that they're books and I go up the stairs.
Alright. You begin to hurry and start stepping up the stairs. Onto the 2nd floor, there are books everywhere on all of the walls. Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just kind of trying to go? So you get to the 2nd floor. The spiral staircase continues up to the 3rd floor, but now that you're on these balconies and you can look out and you can see that there's kind of There's books all over the walls. There's another set of display cases at the back on the left-hand side, but there is a monk kind of currently tending to those. There's also 2 monks on the right-hand side, one of which is kind of looking over kind of curiously at this like little girl who's starting to run around the place. So you can either go up, display cases, books.
I think I keep going up unless I see something interesting.
Okay. You keep going up, scampering up to the top floor. Here there's a lot more monks. And there's a couple on the right-hand side chatting, and one of them notices you come up and he's like, should you be here? As he's kind of turning around. On the left you can see that there are like a set of doors at the back that look like they're heavy, like well locked doors. These look like special doors.
Ooh.
There are 3 of them. The one in the middle doesn't look so special. The other 2 look like they're made of like the same kind of brass that you saw the front doors were made out of. And they've got like intricate locking mechanisms you can see from here. Like you're a tinkerer, you know these when you see them.
Interesting. No artifacts?
Not dotted around. You can see that there's a couple of display cases again, and both of like these display cases all contain books. You imagine if there's anything really powerful that they'd be locked in those doors.
Bloody books.
Did you want to like? What did you want to do?
Should we just head back?
I really want to know what's behind the door.
I think maybe we've broken far enough into this place.
You're not breaking in, we're just looking around.
Are you supposed to be here? As this woman kind of steps up to you in long robes, like a pair of spectacles that she takes off.
Yeah, the monk on the door let us through.
Yeah, the monk.
Roll me a deception check.
With advantage.
7.
Wait, where? I got this, don't worry. 2.
She looks at you
We
and
got
she
it.
kind of cocks her head and she's like, it's alright, it's not the first time somebody's come wandering around. Come on, let me take you back to the front.
It's just really interesting. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's alright. It's like, you know, it's good to be interested when you're young, and maybe when you're a bit older you might be able to become a scholar of the temple. How good would that be?
Can you show me some of the magical artifacts?
One day when you become a scholar of the temple, and then when you've kind of been practicing for maybe 10 years or so, and then you maybe
wander up.
She helps you downstairs. You should be very proud.
Yep.
She escorts you back down to the front, and the bear like lets you through. She's like, "Oh God, what's that?"
That's Mr. Runkle. Say hi, Mr. Runkle.
She's like, "Oh, hello. All right, well, make sure you look after yourself." She disappears back.
She was nice.
Yeah.
You got any snacks?
I have some rations.
Kind of rations.
The gross ones.
Oh God, those are the worst.
Do you want them or not? Forget it.
Miss real food.
Yeah.
Who has
Well,
fish
we-
for breakfast?
If we find this Lucius guy, we can buy lots of nice food.
Yeah. Why are we searching for a librarian again?
Just to get ourselves some money.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go find the others?
Okay.
Okay.
We go find the others.
So Lenneth, in the room with Milos, he watches as the Templar kind of leaves.
As soon as I leave, I close the door behind me and I stand guard.
Okay.
I cross my arms and just stand there at the door.
I stand up and I say, "Look, Mr. Milo, we know that we realize that this is a town of many rules and regulations and codes and shit and whatnot, but it's really, really important that we get this information. I cast suggestion on him,
Oh shit.
and then I tell him to show me this magical item that he had with him, and to give us all the information on Lucius.
Does
That
he
sounds
get a
like-
save at all?
Wisdom save.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Do we become criminals? Find out on season 3, episode 2.
DC 17.
DC 17. Here we go.
Oh boy. Get pumped. Drum roll, please.
Hi, Port. Today.
He rolls a 13.
Oh!
Forget about
That's a
it.
3-pointer from the 4-point line. Oh!
What do you ask him to do?
Ask him to give us all the information he knows about Lucius, and to show me the magical item so I can identify it that he had with him.
Fucking hell.
Hey.
Alright. He rolls terribly on his save as you cast the spell over him, and he kind of begins to look a bit phased out. And he's like, "Oh, well. Of course. I'll tell you everything." And we'll find out what he says next time.
I really haven't used that spell enough. I'm just like, hey,
Good spell.
How much have you actually prepared without giving up too much information?
She spent 2 days doing it, so probably quite a lot.
Yeah, we're
At
good.
least 2 days.
Yeah. Like there was two routes you like early on. I was thinking you could have just turned this quest down, and I had other things prepared. Like if you'd have turned this one down, there would have been other things that would have cropped up. So they're also ready, but decided to take it on. Which might
You
be quite
expected us to join the Navy?
There was
Is that what you wanted us to do? Was that one of the routes?
yeah, there was a chance you would join the Navy, like either like just be like, yeah, okay, we'll do that because that sounds badass, or you might have taken this quest, or somebody, I'm not, no spoilers, but somebody mentioned something to you in passing that I don't think anybody kind of asked about, and that's another big thing that will be happening in the background as well that I thought you might take up, that might still take up at some point, so I won't say anything. but-
Milton's Folly.
Yeah, I was about to mention the same
Oh.
thing, yeah.
Kenzel.
Fuck, Milton's Folly is another one. That's another one.
Hey!
it was
Yeah.
the island, wasn't it? The
A lot of
The
islands.
Fey Giants.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, and I didn't write it down. Can you talk to the cat at the name island?
Athalis, Aethys.
The big thing.
There's Isle of Oman.
Gwyneth.
Oh,
That's it.
Yes.
Well done,
That's
Bill.
Gwyneth.
What's happened?
Yeah. Well, I actually
About it next time.
got a map. I was looking at the whole game. So this was for reference.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was a moonshade. Oh, okay, cool. There's Snowden, or Snowdown, or Moray. Oh, God.
Maybe they. What? wanted to recruit us to pirates, they should try to beat us to do it.
Well, they were never wanting to pay you very much, I think is the thing. They're not going to give you money, they're just going to threaten you into doing it.
Worked out so
Don't underestimate a 12-year-old girl and their family. That's...
well. No, don't say that.
Really?
Well then.
Well then.
So when do we play again?
Give me 2 weeks. Whoa.
Yeah. That's alright.
It's a good idea because we got... Kaz and I have got another one-shot game that I've got on Sunday next week, and then we've got the other game that Toogs is in next week as well, I think. So yeah, if we got like maybe the 20th, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
2 Mondays time, or do you want to do it later in the week?
Monday's good.
Yeah.
But then I fly to Dubai on the 24th.
Oh, this
I'll be
fucking
back.
guy in Dubai.
I won't be back until the 3rd.
Oh, that's alright.
You got a
'cause then-
house there yet?
so-
or-
2 weeks.
yeah,
ago.
really. Yeah, because then we'll have 2 weeks before we play again. That'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go run.
Yep. For me at the moment, a
Yeah,
couple
go
of
for it.
weeks gap between each is really good because I'm super busy at work. So it works better for me. Sorry to be a pain.
It's good for me as well because it means that we play a little less often, and it means that I can have things really, really well prepared when we do. That's the hope, anyway.
Okay. GG, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
See you in a couple.
See you later.
Are you playing Final Fantasy again, Matt?
Yeah.
No.
Trying to get me to play it again.
Yes.
Come on, we can all play together.
It is really fun. It's like
But I
anytime
have
you
to
want.
pay for it. And
But no, you don't. I have to pay for it.
Oh.
I can pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Deal.
Yeah,
That's
but
so
this
fun.
is okay though. You pick a class, I'll pick a class that goes with it, and then we'll just play together.
I already have a ranger, I think.
And we can all
Oh.
do dungeons and stuff together. Cool.
I was actually a bit excited when he said that he wanted us to be pirates. So,
I'm just like, no.
why not? That would be so cool.
I work for Neverwinter. Not fucking.
Just like cruising around on the sea and just seeing new places and islands no one's been to before. No?
Still totally an option. Get some money,
Right?
buy yourself a ship, get a crew, go raiding. Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling we have a ship.
When we have a ship. When
No, I think we might have
pirates.
one.
Yeah. I don't know if Borii was kidding or not when she said that. I think she may
I don't
actually have a
know.
ship.
No, I think she does actually have a ship.
The pocket one, like unfolds into
Yeah.
a longbow. It's a magical item in the
It's one of the magical items she can create.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because I'm playing an artificer in the other game, so I've kind of really got to know it. So the other day I was like saying to Cora, I was like, did you realise that twos can do this and twos can do that? And she was like, what?
That's convenient.
Oh, shit.
And pretty awesome.
They're super convenient. He didn't even know we were going to be doing this like in pirate setting either. So
No.
just to be like, oh, the ship is what I fancy. It's awesome.
Well, you might have picked it after you did the thing if you hadn't quite finished setting his
That's
character.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That
Right.
fight was so close.
No shit.
Yes,
It was so
I mean, that-
epic.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the best thing.
Can't make it too easy for you, Cavs. I gotta make it believable.
Yeah, really. There was no fudging of rolls my end. It was like I thought it was going to be a proper stomp, and then you pulled out all the stops, and it got really close. And when he missed those last attacks, I was like, oh god, close.
Did you do 6 attacks on one turn
Yeah,
at
action
one
surge.
point?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was rolling and rolling and rolling. I'm like, what is going on?
You hit with nearly all of them as well.
5 out of
Yeah.
6.
5 out
Yeah.
of 6, I think.
Good averages.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to get to bed, guys. I've got to go to London tomorrow.
Oh, what's in
Alright.
London?
Bye. I'm
Sleep
going to the
well.
Lego shop afterwards, though. So it's fine.
The Lego shop.
I am jealous.
Yeah, we have to change tubes at Leicester Square, so I'm like, oh, you know what's at Leicester Square?
Ah.
Proper jealous.
Cool. I'll catch you in a couple of weeks. If not on Final Fantasy before that.
Yes.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Yes.
See ya.
Laters.
Bye.